nocturnal state of mind, children of the night, but it's the only way of life. It's black holes pulling me inside of this black heart, the black soul underneath this black, black sky. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the light, let it black out, hit the light, let it black out. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, black. Kill a light, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, blacked out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, black.
Good afternoon, party people, and anyone who happens to be coming across the globe. Welcome to the first ever RLO Mayhem tournament alongside AEL. We finally brought high school esports to the Rocket League Oceania channel, so we're going to be bringing some of our newer talent as well. Whoopsyou, thank you for joining myself today. Welcome to the second RLO broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be here, excited to see some great Rocket League action here at the high school level. For those of you who don't know me, I do cast Rocket League over in the States, and I have casted high school Rocket League in the States as well, so I'm really, really excited to see what Oceania has to bring as well.
Well, I'm hoping we don't disappoint, but I do think today it's going to be, well, as the name of this tournament success, pretty chaotic, pretty much full of mayhem. It is a Swiss stage seeding event, best of threes played, all sorts of skill levels. We're going to figure out who deserves to kind of go where when we get into that league play, so it should be a lot of fun, if nothing else.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys have to offer. I'm going to repeat that because I'm so used to just kind of like, you know, watching the professionals play. So I want to see the up-and-coming talent. I want to see what the future holds here for the Rocket League scene. And I have heard through the grapevine just a couple of people who essentially are going to stand out in this tournament. So I'm really, really excited to see, you know, those type of players play. But not only that, but just like the team chemistry that they're going to try to form around, you know, to try to bring that to the next level too. So yeah. The Oceania scene here is going to be, you know, definitely just a scene to kind of keep your eye on. It's going to be growing and expanding constantly over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well, especially with the increase of like various high school events. Obviously, this is a new one. This is going to be a fun one, and I love the format. It's definitely one that a lot of incentives, a lot of opportunity for growth. Like this single day tournament, there's still a prize for kind of like coming through at the end of it all, but then this goes into the league play, which will have its own set, and then eventually we get into a more national final stage. It's going to be a lot of different formats, a lot of different opportunities for these teams to build that growth that you're talking about, build that chemistry, and the journey, well, it all begins here. Granted, this journey, you know, wouldn't be possible without some wonderful sponsors as well. That's how we're going to slide them in there because, yes.
I like the segue. I like it.
Exactly. Got to do what we can. But, like, as per usual, you know, events like this, it is sponsored by, you know, lovely organizations and lovely, you know, people out there in the community who want to see this scene grow, starting, of course, with Predator Gaming, the gaming PC partner, providing those high-end gaming-focused PC solutions in both laptop, desktop formats, powered by Intel. So there's your PC, then you get your monitor. That, of course, is AOC Monitors, the gaming monitor partner, providing best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs, your streaming, your movies, your homework. Do your homework, kids. Use an AOC monitor. You'll catch those typos in a heartbeat. And then when you're hungry, you know, writing those forms, well, then you check out Indomie, the noodle partner, made with high-quality flour and select ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie McGoring will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available from your local grocer at Indomie.com. Personally, I like to fry up a little bit of steak, dice it up, throw it in there with some of that broth as well. I just think it's the best way to get it. Oh, it's good.
Oh, you're making me hungry. You're cooking next time I come over to Australia, by the way. You're cooking.
Oh, absolutely. I'll show you what I can do. And then, of course, there's also a game on cancer as well, the charity of choice for the AEL, who fund much-needed cancer research projects. You can see them hosting all sorts of events throughout, you know, the gamosphere, particularly in OCE. And if you'd like to donate, please head to AEL's Tiltify campaign page. You should see a QR code right beneath Whoops right now. So go ahead, pause the screen temporarily, make sure you scan that, make sure you get what you can. A big thank you to all of them, our sponsors who, you know, help provide this event. And once more, and again, I always get stuck. I always get stuck on Indomie. It's always kind of like, it's lunchtime here, all right? So I'm getting hungry too.
I mean, hey, like you talked about beforehand, you said it was a really, really good meal. You know what I mean? You were just selling it to me over in the green room. So I'm really, really excited. Next time I'm coming, I'm telling you, if there's a LAN event, I'm going to fly my way over there. I'm going to be casting right next to you guys, okay? And we're going to eat ourselves some good Indomie. Is that what it's called, Indomie?
Indomie, yeah, Indomie.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, the Indomie is what we'll have at, like, you know, later in the night is what I'm going to say after. That's kind of the post-match celebration meal, if you kind of get where we're going with that one.
Got you.
We should be getting started soon. Hopefully we will kind of run in there as I don't know. I'm getting keen for this first matchup right now. Hopefully it won't take us too long to kind of get in that lobby and get going.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get to see. I think we might have the first two teams here. I'm not too sure, so somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I am seeing MRC Saints versus Trinity Esports. Is that correct?
believe so.
I'm not too sure.
So it will be Saints as well. But before we get into that match, I hinted at the new format. We do have a bit of a video package, though, that can explain it much better than I could, even though I think it's my voiceover. I don't know. Well, it's a re-recorded version of it. Look, just play the video. Just play it. Welcome to the Acer High School Cup, a multi-part tournament series staged as the premier Australian high school esports competition. Here, you'll find more to play for, not just more to play in. The tournament series takes part in 5 phases. The Mayhem Tournament, Divisional League Play, Divisional Finals, State Finals, and then finally, National Finals. The Mayhem Tournament is a single-day tournament that includes every Australian high school team. The field will play in a Swiss format where competitors will filter towards others of similar skill level. In essence, winners will play the winners, losers will play losers. At the end of the day, we'll crown a Mayhem champion. The Mayhem Tournament also gives us a good gauge of everyone's skill level, leading into the next stage, the Divisional League Play. Here, we see all competitors split into skill divisions, tightening the competition and making matches as competitive and rewarding as possible. At the end of league play, each division will host a playoffs featuring the top teams, crowning a champion within each division. And it doesn't stop there. With the results from all divisions, we'll find the best teams from each state and invite them to the state finals. Here, competitors will contend for the title of state champions, who will then advance to our final phase, the national finals. After the dust settles, only our state champions will remain for one final contest, representing not only their state, but also their school in a battle to stake their claim as the national high school champions. Who will it be? For all we know, it could be you. To find out more, go to ael.org.au/HS. All right, look, whoops, I have some bad news for you. I know it said it can be you, but it can't be you. You're not a high school student. You're not in Australia. But for everyone else out there, look, it absolutely can, and there is still time to kind of try and get a team, get registered, get going. Here is our schedule format, the Mayhem Tournament, where it all kicks off happening today. Divisional League Play, Divisional Finals, that's going to be happening over the next 4 months, and then we get to the state finals and finally the national finals all the way in September. It's a long season, a lot of Rocket League to be played, all starting here. You know, the tension's palpable. It's going to be exciting, and I mean, this seeding, it can determine so much, so hoping for some strong performances, at least from the teams with more Rocket League experience.
Yeah, we're expecting to see a lot of, like I said beforehand, a lot of these teams out here that are familiar with one another, a lot of the players that are familiar with one another as well. You know, you perform very well in this tournament, in this format, but at the same time, there should be still a couple of people, a couple of teams here that should stake their way in. And kind of, you know, surprise some of these, you know, I would say veteran kind of teams here in the high school level, because, you know, a lot of these players know each other. A lot of them, you know, kind of, you know, form their own teams for leagues and whatnot, so they know each other. But we're gonna see how things kind of play out as we hop to the head-to-head here for the first round, I believe, Max.
Yeah, it is going to be a fun one as we get to see the Marist Regional Saints taking on Trinity Esports. And look, one of the elements of this event, obviously, is going to be those interstate rivalries. We are possibly, you know, having some state championships in the future. And so when I see Tasmania coming out here in the first event, I mean, look, just because they're the smallest state, let's not discount them. CJ's from Tasmania, arguably the most popular player within Oceania, and he doesn't even play anymore. So, I mean, I'm excited to kind of see what the Saints can bring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited as well just to see what both of these teams can bring. You know, we got some cool looking names out here as well. We got GN Ghosties over here on the Taz side of the field. Cryptics are, yeah, that's Cryptaz, I'm sorry. And then Super Nye. Hopping over to Trinity Esports, you got Savage Pink, Verixity, and Clyde. So, I mean, some pretty unique names as well, trying to stand out with some of these names too. CJ is one of those unique names too. So hopefully, you know, these players out here can make a mark for themselves.
Yeah, I think we are going to be seeing someone stand up. Hopefully. I can't say I'm too familiar with either side. Trinity Esports, I know, has competed in high school events in the past, but this looks like a newer lineup. So, you know, students could have graduated, could have moved on, and so here comes that next sort of generation. We'll see how they look to perform. Marist Regional Saints, though, first time seeing them. Super cool to see Tasmania schools get involved. I hope they have a good run. I hope they have a deep run. But when it comes to that Swiss format, again, that first series, I mean, you play trading card games as well. You know how important the first game actually is in sort of like your tie breaks as well moving in the future because of the strength of your opponent sometimes is the difference there. Like, you really want to start off winning that first match.
Yeah, the first match is so crucial, especially now. This is a best-of-3 format instead of a best-of-5 format. So even it being a best-of-3 format, it definitely just set the precedent, because as soon as you win that first game, you're automatically right now on match point, and it's like a hurry mode. It's like a rush mode. It affects the mentality not only of the winning team, but then the team that's, you know, pretty much faced against that match point as well. So there's just so much going with it when it comes to a best-of-3 format, that you want to put yourself in that favorable position and actually win that first game. So best of fives, in my personal opinion, a little bit better of a format, but at the same time, you know, best of threes really do solidify who is the better team in such a shorter period of time.
Yeah, again, as well, when you consider the nature of this event, A, it's Mayhem, so it's chaotic, so I think we are going to get a little bit of those chaotic results. And B, it is a seeding event, and, you know, sometimes I agree with you, best of 5, especially between evenly matched teams, that's the way to go. But when we're still trying to seed, when we're still trying to figure out who goes where, the best of 3 can do that a little bit, I think, more efficiently. And I think, you know, with if you are grossly mismatched and on that losing side, it makes it a little nicer when there's only like 10 minutes of gameplay as opposed to 15 minutes of getting destroyed. Not that, you know, we're hoping to see that. Also, easier to reverse sweep in a best of 3. And that's a plus.
So sometimes what happens, I mean, especially I see it time and time again, where a team comes out here, especially at this level, you're not really fully mature enough as far as like to be at that competition level, and you go out there and you drop that first game, and you don't let it affect you. You come out here and you have that reverse sweep, you win that second game, and then it's like, okay, you get that confidence boost, and then that team who won that first game just slowly drops down mentally. And not only that, but it's hard for them to come back and kind of combat against such a hot team that, you know, kind of maybe didn't perform very well in that first game, and they come out and just absolutely flatline and lose that third game as well. So the reverse sweep is definitely possible in this format, but in my personal opinion, it just depends on how you're going to act, how you're going to react as well. Especially, like we said, you don't have much time. Best of 5 gives you so much more time to kind of go back to the drawing board, be like, hey, this is what we need to do. Best of 3, it's like, we got to get on our horse now. We have to do this.
Yeah, we'll see who's going to be able to bring it, as still kind of running a test lobby right now, waiting for players to join up and make sure that the lobby is good for everyone, and then we shall get underway. But players are in the lobby, so we are moments away from getting this one kicked off. I also do, you know, when it comes back to that mentality as well, dropping the game, bouncing back, I'll be curious how often that will happen, just because, you know, high school, especially for a first series event, teams still learning each other, it is going to be a little bit taxing, I feel like, for some of these high school students, especially the ones who this could be their first competition. This could be that first time in the competitive environment, and learning how to deal with both wins and losses is always such a critical part in Rocket League, because the game is so ebb and flowy and so much based on that mentality. I'm going to be really curious to see which teams can dig deep and bounce it back, particularly later in the afternoon. Teams who have struggled for the first couple rounds, if they can bring themselves back as well, because Swiss format, everyone's playing 5 games today. Like, even if you keep losing, you're still playing, you're still going to be trying to get those wins. Who has it in them to, you know, win that 4th or 5th series?
Yeah, the longevity of it is, I think, what you're trying to say for a lot of these teams. Because, I mean, some players might come out here, play a couple of games here, especially it's a weekend. You know, there's a lot of things probably going on. So a lot of players probably aren't even playing at this time of day, too. So that could affect a lot of the players here in the high school level. They could be playing a little bit later on towards the day. They might get hot. So there's a lot of factors I'm looking for, you know, kind of over here. It's a different time zone for me. So it's nighttime. A lot of players are typically playing around this time of night for us. But for you guys, it's like afternoonish, right? So just to kind of see how that's going to affect some of these players and what's going to happen here on the pitch with that. And then, like you said, later on in the tournament, are they going to get hotter? Are they going to stalemate a little bit more? Going to come out and flatline a little bit more as well? What's going to happen? I'm really kind of curious to see how that happens, because like you said, it's a long tournament. A lot of players have not prepared for this, especially at this level.
Yeah, and hopefully we should be able to get going as well. It's just kind of sending a message to the players, so hopefully they can get going. It seems to be a little bit lost in communication right now, but it's a day one. It's a day one, and again, you know, first time in a competitive environment. So I think we're going to be throwing to a quick break, and then we'll hot drop into the action as soon as we do get it running. So do stay with us. Game 1 between the MRC Saints and Trinity Esports. It's going to happen in just a few moments.
My therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to, but if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to.
Falling away as I'm searching for with a break of a day to follow away to you. 'Cause at the end of the day, I ain't looking for no reason to change. 'Cause everything is good for you. Baby, I can see we're gonna shout it out to the sky. Tell our secrets to the night, so we can see the end in sight. We're gonna shout it out to the sky. When I look into your eyes, I can see no better light, better light than love. We're gonna shout it out to the
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for your patience in getting this first game underway. Look, normally we do a big, long intro, but not this time. Whoops. We're going to get straight into the action, I feel like, in just a few moments. The MRC Saints from Tasmania taking on Trinity Esports from New South Wales. Best of 3. Been waiting long enough to get in this one, and look, I'm going to say this right now. I got to play a little bit on the pitch. I got to stretch the fingies, got going, and the fact that I was able to score a goal against one of these teams, I'm worried. I'm worried for them.
I think you scored on keyboard and mouse as well, which
yeah.
is, I think, something you don't traditionally play, so that's even more impressive. The goal itself was impressive, though, too, Max. So, I mean, it was just a great shot all around. So I'm not even going to just... I'm not taking anything away from these players because it was honestly a really, really good shot. It's reminiscent of, like, Rise or something.
Indefensible, one might say. But look, let's get into this. MRC Saints, they're going to be in blue. Trinity Esports are going to be in orange. We have kicked off game number 1 in this best of 3. The Mayhem tournament is underway.
Yeah, this is officially underway. Best of 3, so everybody is aware. Just want to remind everybody and reiterate that because You know, we did change the format just a tad bit before all this kind of kicked off, or I guess we kind of just found out what the format was. We thought it was a best of 5, but best of 3 on the pitch.
Yeah, and already, you know, seeing players, I feel like, you know, going for touches, trying to get the aerial game underway. Crypto with the first real chance gets the second touch, and 28 seconds is all it takes for the MRC Saints to get the first point on the board.
Yeah, it's just a really, really good read right here by Crypto, being at the right place at the right time as well. Receiving that pass from Super Nye over on the right-hand side and just has an open look, drills the open net. Solid play right there to lead things off.
Technically a double touch as well. Like, they weren't far off the ground, but they stayed off it, so I'd claim that if I were Crypto, and I would be pretty happy with this start. Trinity Esports, their defense, again, under pressure straight away on this kickoff. Would like to see some rotations form, but it's hard when you're so far forced back. And again, Super Nye finds the goal, 2-0 lead.
Yeah, this is just a poor touch right here. Passes this one right back to the middle with Nate Super, and then waiting right there at midfield, just lurking was Super Nye, and he was expecting that touch right there from Nate Super. So a solid read right there from Super Nye, but once again, a little bit of poor choice on the defensive end. So we need to see a little bit more from Trinity Esports. They need to break away from their half and stop letting MRC kind of tee off over here.
I mean, I don't even hate that touch as much if Krantis was able to kind of like cut a little bit quicker and push forward and challenge the shot, but they hesitated on defense, and I can't really blame them. I think straight away we are noticing an experience differential in this one, definitely a tempo differential, and a case in point, Crypto just collected all of this shot right here, 3-0, and well, this is one of those situations where, you know, best of 3 probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations. We can definitely see a little bit more aerial maneuverability here for, you know, MRC, but at the same time, you know, there's still a lot of game left. I'm optimistic. There's still a lot of game left. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It could be one of those situations, like we said, it could be a little bit nervy. Could just not match the pace of play. Wasn't like really expecting, you know, what was going to happen out here on the pitch. Not only that, but, you know, just a little bit of trouble, you know, just joining the lobby in general. So all that could kind of combat with it. I'm just going to remain optimistic as this one progresses.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm curious too to see sort of like touches that I like, and I'm going to be looking for, you know, some strong points, particularly on this Trinity side. I've kind of seen already, you know, Nate Super and Varexity, they're not afraid to go for the aerials. They have that within their wheelhouse. I think Kratos is the one who's probably going to need to kind of grow into the tempo of this game a little bit more as we progress. But on the other side, as Ghosty puts in another goal, Crypto, I think, is going to be a reoccurring name, because Crypto has already impressed me. I mean, again, look at this path. So perfectly placed for Ghosty to follow up. They've had the aerial sort of control already, driving shots. It is an experience differential, I feel like, between these two sides.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not going to say, like, which rank they are, essentially, but at the same time, I definitely feel like MRC is a little bit higher ranked than what Trinity is at this point in time. But you know, if there is quite a bit of room to make up here, it's something to kind of take away for Trinity, is that they need to just have a little bit more spacing on their defensive half. They're bunched up quite a bit as far as the rotations go, and that leaves just so much space and so many opportunities right there for MRC to kind of play with the ball.
Yeah, and again, I think it's coming from a point of panic as well. Like, I don't want to say ball chasing as much, but they're definitely always rotating on the half of the pitch where the ball happens to be, as opposed to, you know, like using another player to secure some boost, maybe look for like a cheeky mid-pitch demo or be in position if a clear should happen. Like, they are just kind of clumping together, and it's been really easy for Ghosty to set up plays like that. Just quick touches over the top, and all of a sudden, middle of the pitch, the entire left side is all available, and we already know Crypto can strike, as they put in, I believe, their hat trick for game number 1.
Yeah, I want to say it's their hat trick as well. Third shot, just coming off the sidewall. What a absolutely beautiful shot, I would say, because those ones aren't easily readable. Sometimes they'll turn into passes, sometimes they'll turn into shots, and that particular time, that one turned into a shot from Crypto. So heads up play right there from Crypto, and once again, just catching the defense from Trinity Esports just off guard.
Yep. Didn't really work their way, but thus is also the nature and all this of the Swiss format. So even if Trinity struggle in this series, again, they're going to be coming up against opponents with similar record, similar skill as we move on. Ghosty down the middle, 6-0 lead.
Yeah, good shot right here from Ghosty, coming off the sidewall, showing off some of the mechanics that he has. Just having that one stick to the front of his car, and just drills that one home. 6-0 lead now in favor of MRC Saints. And, you know, there's still 2 minutes left, Max. I'm not sure if the math kind of maths or not to kind of come back, but at the same time, I would like to see a couple of goals here for Trinity as they start their approach here on the offensive end.
Yeah, this is the first time they actually have been able to strike, and you can see Rexity almost got the cut. Nate Super looking for a dunk, wasn't able to find it. They do have one shot on the board, funnily enough, from Kratos, who, hey, for Kratos, that diving save right there, that's an improvement from what we saw at the start of the day. So Kratos definitely warming up to the tempo, warming up to the pace. It is the first game of the afternoon, minute and a half to go. Game might be out of reach for the Trinity side, but I'm with you. I want to see them get a point in.
Yeah, Kratos is definitely being the savior right now. I'm not too sure how many saves he does have. Only 2 under his belt, but at the same time, just his positioning alone has kept a couple of these goals out in favor of Trinity, but not going to keep this one out because he had to challenge that one outside the box. Super Nye, though, going to read this one relatively easy and score another goal here for MRC. You classify that one as a double touch as well, or?
Nah. not that one. I'm just going to call that what it was. It was a clean shot, clean goal from a defense that, yeah, they just haven't quite figured out how best to challenge some of these touches right outside the box, especially when the ball is slightly elevated. Haven't been there. Learning process. We'll get there eventually. Again, it's the start of a very long season, and between the rotational kind of mistakes, maybe a little bit not used to some of the angles that MRC are coming at, this is going to be one of those learning experience series, and it's often, it's a good thing to start with the learning experience because you're going to figure out, all right, here's what we need to work on now, whereas MRC, I don't know, they're perfect, right? They can't improve anything, and that could be problematic in the future.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be circled them for one of the future dates as well for a team to kind of keep your eye on as we quickly kind of wrap up the tail end of game number 1 here. 7-0 in favor of MRC. Kratos is just using his backwards mobility. He saved a couple of shots, I think, driving backwards in reverse, including this touch right here towards the middle of the field. But at the same time, Nate Super just being demolished, leading to an open goal right there for Crypto.
I also looked like Ghosty was trying to steal that goal away. I'm a little bit disappointed in Ghosty that they weren't able to. Unfortunate they didn't get that touch, but it is what it is. 15 seconds left here in our opening game. It's going to be an MRC victory by 8 or 9. Final 10 seconds will tell us, but in the best of 3, still a chance for Trinity to get some points in the next game. The reverse sweep-o-meter, though, I'm feeling it's unlikely.
Yeah, I'm feeling that way too. MRC Saints are just too strong as they win this game number 1, 8-0. They're just a very, very strong team. And like we said beforehand, a little bit of a mismatch as far as skill level goes. You see a lot more aerial plays right there for MRC Saints. It comes down to, I believe, 2 members right there for Trinity Esports. Kratos being one of them, Vorexity being the other person on that on the roster as well, who you kind of have to keep your eye on as to where they are on the pitch. Nate Super, definitely I can see them being a little bit lower ranked than a lot of players here in the lobby. So it's just unfortunate because you do at times see them being double stacked in the same corner as one of their teammates, or just trying to double challenge some of these balls sometimes as well. So put them in a compromising position, whereas you see MRC Saints, you see them with a nice solid rotation. Everybody's nice and spaced out, gives them a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it does. I think a word and a phrase I'm going to be saying a lot throughout the day is going to be experience. I think that is something that we are going to be looking at. One of the joys of high school competition, though, you get everyone from all sorts of levels. And again, exactly, one of the joys of this format that we're implementing this season, this is the seeding. This is going to tell us who goes where. So it's even if you're having a rough time in this first series, we're going to find opponents for you. That's part of the fun of this all. We're going to be matching people up as best as we can. And as we kick off game number 2, let's see if Kratos and Vorexity, if they can piece something together. I mean, I'm kind of with you. I think Vorexity should probably be the focal point on the Trinity side, at least on the attacking half, if they can get there. So that's who I'm going to be looking out for in game number 2.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, Vorexity and Kratos are just kind of trying to play that second, third man, letting Nate Super try to, be the person, be that number 1 man, I should say. He's a little ball chasey. Nice air dribble right there from Ghosty that is denied though by Kratos. So Kratos is settling into that 3rd man role, trying to be that all-time goalie essentially. Not sure how well it's going to work out for them, but only time's going to tell.
Awkward defensive moment right there. Kratos and Vorexity hitting each other. For the moment though, looking pretty good on the Trinity side. Definitely playing that 1 player forward, 2 back, as we were kind of hinting at. Nate Super allowed to be that first member for Vorexity. Awkward challenge, though. Crypto, cheeky second touch. Fake the pass back to Ghosty. Almost got that angle. And, I mean, for a team that's already kind of been struggling a little bit with their sort of defensive positioning, that is a challenging one to read.
Well, I think we lost the feed to the game, but I mean,
Oh,
I think
no!
you are in the lobby still as we missed the highlight moment just now. Nate Super scores the first goal for Trinity Esports. It rolls its way in. Trinity Esports winning 1-0.
Oh my goodness! As soon as you have to trust us, it happened. Trinity got a goal.
It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Nate Super's time to shine, and we don't get it on stream.
I mean, look, I'm going to be real in terms of, like, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10 on how exciting that goal was, it'd probably be a 2. But for Trinity, it'd be a 10 considering how the first game went. And now they're looking for a second. Ball, unfortunately, doesn't fall their way, and it's going to be a breakaway. Crypto versus Kratos. Oh, tries to go for the fake. Crypto too fancy with it. Kratos puts it away. Double commit from the attackers. Off the post and not in.
Hey, Max, I just want to point out, remember we were talking in the green room about NA Productions? I'm just going to leave it there, okay?
Yeah.
We're just going to leave it at that. But
well, no, this is New Zealand production, okay? We're gonna throw that country under the bus right now.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, I'm not doing it. It wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me, I promise. Don't hate me.
I'm doing it. I'll say it. We'll get back into the game shortly, I do imagine. Super Nye has just hit an equalizer, though, in front of the net. So it's as if those goals never happened. I'm sure that's exactly what Trinity wants to think right now.
I mean, yeah, just a little bit of a miscue right there in the defensive end for Trinity Esports. I mean, Trinity Esports, my apologies. Just left an open lane right there for MRC to score that goal. So, like you said, all tied up 1-1. Still about 3 minutes left here in game number 2. I want to remind everybody, since the score in the game itself is just not out there, MRC is winning the series 1-0.
Yeah, he will be getting back in as apparently apparently there's a power outage, but we're still streaming. Fair enough. Ghostly's making it 2-1. I don't know the logistics behind that right now. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy right there. Nice little flick from Ghosty. Puts MRC up 2-1 now. About 2 minutes and 35 seconds left here in game number 2 as we sort everything out. We're going to go to like radio mode. You guys have to close your eyes, use your imaginations. As you see Crypto going off the back wall, trying to get a goal, trying to come off that back wall to try to maybe, hit that one, the second touch in, but just missing contact with that one. Kratos is going to get a nice clear towards center, though.
As we're going to see Crypto looking for that second touch, not going to find it just yet. Pass back out to Ghosty, who will look to play from the side wall. A chance to dribble it in. All three defenders are back. Ghosty, pass back over to Crypto. Shot, it does go wide. Only one defender commit on that. Still two sitting kind of on that backboard, but as the time keeps ticking down, I mean, Trinity, they still have to find a way to flip the map and get back on that attacking half.
Just under 2 minutes to go, minute and 54 seconds to be exact. Verexity is at mid, trying to get himself a nice little clear, but it got intercepted towards the midfield line. Kratos has to save that one away. Verexity now in the air. Kratos, the savior, gonna save another shot from Ghosty. But a couple of shots firing on targets for MRC Esports. Crypto with an air dribble, going to be denied by Kratos once again. I want to say that's like 5-6 saves right there in favor of Kratos so far. 4 total for Kratos.
Yeah, 4 in total, and now we're going to see Super Nye look to kind of be dropping it down in front of the net. Crypto's going to take a shot. It's straight down the middle and in. Nate Super kind of looking a little like they could have been having tech issues right there. A bit unfortunate. No third member to help defend, and it's a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, just a straight-on shot right there to the right-hand side, the right post from Crypto. Nobody home defensively right there for Trinity Esports, so unfortunate. But MRC is currently winning 3-1 with about a minute and 15 seconds left. They have possession as well. They have to get it clear over into the corner. Verexity does get a touch. Ghosty now off the back wall. Does push that one towards center. Crypto going to take that one up the right side wall. Maybe try to get a pass going over towards his teammates. Can't make the contact, though. It's going to be quickly gathered up by the defense of Trinity Esports as they continue. Just struggling to find a clear so far.
Yeah, they have been struggling, and unfortunately, with the time working against them, these struggles could hurt them. Although a miss from Ghostly in the middle of the pitch could find something. Nate Super underneath also wasn't able to find the touch, so a short-lived attack now comes back the other way. Crypto in the skies off the backboard, no follow-up from other teammates.
Final 30 seconds on the pitch. This one's at midfield. Crypto trying to play a little bit of mind games with the offense of Trinity Esports. Not going to work out, though. It's gonna be taken away. Kratos and Vorexity at midfield. Kratos in the corner trying to get a pass going. It's gonna be taken away by Crypto.
Whoa.
Final 10 seconds now. All hope is lost right now for Trinity Esports. I feel like Ghostly gonna be over on the left hand side, gonna go ahead and meet its demise. That one hits the ground. MRC Saints gonna move on to the next round as they win this one 3-1.
Yeah, Tasmania, man. What can I say? They breed good Rocket League players, and this was a good showing from them in this one. A great showing from the MRC Saints. They're going to win this opening series 2-0. Again, apologies. Kind of became more radio at the end right there, but it is what it is. Look, we're going to be going to a quick break to try and get our observer back. I heard that, power outages happening where they happen to be, so hopefully it will not take too long, but we will continue with round 2 of the Swiss stage in just a few moments.
You gotta help me out, help me out. Riding coasters to dream your eyes. You gotta help me out. Swim in oceans to breathe your life. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Ticking like a bomb, falling in motion, center of the stage, hoping that we'll be right back again. You gotta help me out. Riding coasters to dream your eyes. You gotta help me out. Swim in oceans to breathe your life. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight.
take it too far to say that we cannot pretend now? Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you find a way to bring me home. And I want something I can hold, that's worth this waiting cold. And I want something
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us through that delay, and apologies on behalf of the rogue Sparky who thought, you know, now is a good time to cut the power of our observers' internet as a whole right there. Yeah, you know, it happens. It happens.
I was just shaking my fist angry like an old man, just like, get off my lawn, kids. That's what I was just very upset about that. But yeah, we are back full force when we do have our next matchup as well here in the Mayhem tournament. But it's going to be, you're going to have to go ahead and read these names. I'm going to default over to you, Max.
Yeah, no worries. Yarra Valley Watermelon from Victoria is going to be on our blue side. In, you know, the orange side, Queensland's old St. Peter College, SPCC Light and Tanging. And what's interesting is the names that I'm seeing on here of these, you know, two against each other. Not the names of the players we've been seeing warm up for the past 5 minutes. So there's some rosters. Lucky Each is the only one I think that has the same name currently. And fair enough, we're just going to roll with it when we get in. So take note of these names. They're all going to change.
Exactly, 100%. Just going to copy, paste that, store it in my brain somewhere, and it's not going to be relevant as soon as we hop into it as well, because, like you said, the names are going to change in the lobby, and it's just a little bit frustrating when that kind of happens, I guess, too, because the players, we're not going to, know who to give credit to as well. So it's a little bit frustrating in that aspect. But at the same time, you said you are familiar with some of these players out here. What are you kind of expecting out here on the pitch?
I mean, from SPCC, you know, there's a couple players that have done various high school events in the past. Shadow and RZA Plays are kind of like the two that have stood out to me. Shadow, in particular, can be someone to look out for. So I have some expectations. Maybe it's a little bit of the Queensland State bias coming through right now. But we'll see if that carries over into the games itself. I mean, YSG Watermelon, they're up in this side of the Swiss format as well. They also would have won their first series. And, I mean, both these teams are warm. We've been warming up for a good long while. So I'm going to be expecting to see the level of play continue to rise. It looks like everyone's joined in. So as soon as the word is given to jump to the pitch, we're going to be going as well.
Yeah, I mean, when we were watching them in warm-ups, we had at least like 5 minutes or so of warm-up time. We were talking to each other. We were saying like how this one looks a little bit more even than the last matchup between MRC Saints and Trinity Esports. So I'm expecting to see a little bit more of a closer matchup, a little bit more clean rotations, a lot more maneuverability coming out as well, showing off some of these mechanics too. So as we hop into the first game right here, game number 1, this is a best of 3, so everybody is aware. We have W Cosmo on the starting roster. Hi, again. It's M. I want to say who it is, but Cosmo going to go ahead and negate my introductions here for both teams as he scores the first goal here for YHG Watermelon.
Yeah, I mean, look, Cosmo doesn't like you talking about other players on the team, okay? It should all be about Cosmo, apparently, as they take the shot from the middle field. It does go in. Of course, on the other side, SPCC, Uke, as well as RZA Plays 2K and Shadow. XRL, they will be the three representing the Queensland side. Bit of a shaky start, though. I mean, that shot from Cosmo, I think it would have been savable. Still, pass through the corner. Uke misses the open net.
Yeah, unfortunate miss right there. Big missed opportunity. Here comes Cosmo now on the offensive end. RZA Plays 2K going to be on the take the ball from midfield. Had the interception as well. Just couldn't quite get anything going. But they still do have possession. We do love to see it, as I think we lost game feed once again. Max, I'm seeing my face once again on my screen.
No.
But we are still in the lobby, so that's a plus as well.
Yeah, we're just should be getting back in momentarily. I think it was just a bit of an audio issue. Apologize, but we will be back in it. And already what I'm noticing, SBCC, I'm liking a lot of the rotations. I'm liking a lot of what they're attempting, but they seem a little over-eager on it. The tempo has been a little bit too quick for their own good, and they've been finding themselves a bit too far forward at times. Comparing that to YHG Watermelon, deeper space, taking their time a little bit more, a bit more conviction on their touches. These are two disciplined teams, don't get me wrong, but it looks like YHG has been able to play more to their style in this first minute and a half.
Yeah, so far, YHG with this opening goal does definitely secure them a little bit of breathing room. We talked about the mentality before this tournament even started, so with the game as close as it can possibly be, in my personal opinion, might find an equalizer. That was such a close one. Had he got a little bit more power on that one, it could have been the equalizer here for SPCC. But at the same time, like we were talking about,
yeah,
you know, that first goal is just always so crucial in these tight matchups.
Yeah, but I'm loving the synergy we're seeing from SBCC. Like, that pass play was sick. I know it wasn't a goal, but after that first game we saw, to start to see it, like, immediately pass plays in the box, like, we could tell the competition is elevating, and it's just going to keep on elevating throughout this afternoon, one of the joys of the Swiss format. So, good stuff. Doesn't work out in this case, and now you got to be careful because M putting some pressure on the goal. Tight spacing for SBCC. Locky can't make the steal, still going forward. A chance, Shadow puts it up. Yuke is behind, but again, with this touch, finally connects, and we got a tie ball game.
Yeah, that was such a clean cross right there from Yuke, and on top of that, just the sheer amount of pressure that Shadow put Cosmo under in the corner, had forced them to make a mistake. That was the mistake that was needed by the defense, and they truly did capitalize on that one to equalize this ball game. So such a heads-up play right there for SPCC.
Yeah, again, I'm liking SPCC. Once they start to kind of really gel in this one, you can always take the first minute and a half as that warm-up phase, and they were a little off balance with each other, but now looking a lot better. Oh, well, they were looking better until they took the gift from Cosmo and said, you know what, we want to earn our goals in the future. We'll just go ahead and miss this open net.
Not only miss it, but I think it was a self-save as well, so some friendly fire out there on the pitch for SPCC. I did see a couple of spamming. I think it was from Riz or from Shadow, one of the two players, as they were saying sorry, because they knew they just messed up. And so another missed opportunity right there for SPCC, but like you said before, the pacing is here for them. This shot might find its way in. That's Cosmo's second goal, going to push them past the defense, just catch them off guard with a huge dunk.
Cosmo's a little bit of a goal hawk, isn't he? Like, you know, that's twice now we've just seen him get the touch with SBCC rotated too far forward, and not the most powerful strikes, but on target. Doesn't matter where you are on the pitch. If you can get it through, you take those. 2-1 lead. Watermelon looking pretty good right now. If they can hold on for another 100 seconds, they'll be up in this series.
Minute 40 seconds at midfield. SPCC did have possession, but a good takeaway right here from Locky. He's going to pop that one into the corner. Oh my goodness, Cosmo, where did you come from? Where did you go? You scored yourself another goal, though. That's the third goal and a hat trick for Cosmo.
Yeah, and again, nothing too flashy, right? Nothing too crash hot, just accurate touches coming from Cosmo, catching the defense in awkward positions. I mean, Riz is dropping the nice shot. Some respect shown right there. A hat trick for Cosmo and Watermelon. Minute and a half. They're going to try to hold on. A chance, though, for the equalizer in Shadow. It's a big swing and miss.
Not only that, but a little bit of a miscommunication right there on the defensive end. Still works out for, you know, the Watermelon squad over here on the blue team. But at the same time, still 60 seconds left. SPCC still have a little bit of time left. The offense has been there. They just haven't been capitalizing on some of these shots they have had.
No, it hasn't been able to come together just yet, although Shadow will get a little play on Locky. Back within one, 55 seconds to go. It's doable for the Queensland side. They just need to continue to find each other on these passes.
Yeah, that's a very, very good read right there from Shadow. Right place, right time, so fast, so speedy too. That's what they needed to do in this situation. Now only down by one. Like I said beforehand, just so much time on the clock. They just need to gather this possession. This is an opportunity. Rizza had an open net, just shot that one too far to the right-hand side. Chalk it up as another missed opportunity.
As Cosmo's going to take it back the other way. Connects with Locky. Diving save from Rizza. Able to keep this one within play for now. Another setup from High against M. Locky was pretty far back in the middle of the field. Gets it past Shadow, can't get it past Rizza. The defense holding strong, but it's not what SPCC needs. They have to clear the map, and they've just been unable to. Cosmo with the dagger. May it just put this one away.
Yeah, Cosmo, just like you said beforehand, a ball hawk on the offensive end of the field, knows what opportunities present themselves, and he just puts himself in the best position possible. You see, that was a 2v1 situation. He was just so fast, so speedy, up in the air, over the defense, secures another goal, puts them back up by 2.
Puts them back up in a good spot as they continue to find those scores. 20 seconds left on the clock. Yuke pinched through the corner. No one on the other end to receive. It's High against M, trying to center the ball. Locky now tries to follow it up. Oh, it's a swing and a miss. Instead, High against M went solo. Gets the pressure from 2 defenders.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Again, Cosmo with the goal. 5-2. Watermelon running away with this game.
Yeah, but High against them, look at how he bumps Ook on the back end as well. It just pushes him out of the box. Cosmo leaves a wide open door for him to score on. That's his 5th goal here. All offense has been in Cosmo's favor so far here in game number 1. for the Watermelon squad. Hopping into game 2, SPCC is going to have to find an answer for Cosmo. And not only that, but I really feel like there's a bunch of missed opportunities as well in this game number 1 for SPCC to kind of, change the stat line of this final score.
Yeah, there are opportunities there, but at that same token, I think we saw Watermelon kick it up to that next gear during that final minute and a half. From Cosmo in particular, just got a bit more aggressive. 7 shots, 5 goals, strong individual effort. SPCC, if they are going to come back in the series, yeah, they need to find, a bit more accuracy on their passing game, because I liked how they were attempting the passes, just sometimes a little too far forward, not able to connect. And when you commit to, opens the doorway back for a player like Cosmo, who every touch seems to be towards that goal, to kind of find 1v1 situations or even 2v1 in their favor. It will be tricky for SBCC going into game 2, but it's definitely a lot more doable than what we saw in our first series of the afternoon.
Yeah, 100% of flip of the script, some might say. This is definitely a lot more synergized. The teams look like they've been playing together for quite some time as well. So you love to see it. This is good old-fashioned traditional Rocket League out here on the pitch. And like we said beforehand, the future of Rocket League Oceania is out here on the pitch as well. I could definitely see a couple of these players kind of linking up, for some future tournaments, if Cosmo and Shadow want to get together and play. I want to point something else out too, Max. I love the drip I'm seeing as well from Shadow. Look at this T-White Octane, this Crimson mainframe as he starts off with the fireworks. We're going to get a close-up look at this vehicle now.
Yeah, dude, every car looks good when you're scoring kickoff goals kind of like this. 4 seconds in, Shadow puts it through. I dig it. I dig it. I think now I have to look through everyone, right? And really, we're putting on our, okay, Stocktane, boring. Oh, I think I like Locky. I think I like
Locky's clean.
Anytime it's a space theme, like anytime you're using the Interstellar skin, I'm a bit biased towards it.
I was gonna say I do like what Ook has as well. This Fennec, it's definitely unique. He has a T-White Fennec as well as he picks up a save. He has the Chrome Cristianos as well. But yeah, SPCC starting off things early in this game number 2. So we were talking about that the X factor, that first goal essentially. Can SPCC, can they keep this up, this momentum, I should say, as we see a shot from Ook? Oh my goodness, almost right on cue as I'm trying to talk about their offense. Can they keep this momentum up? They can.
Yeah, I love this pass as well. Like, so often we'll see teams when they go for the corner passes just kind of put it as close to the middle, but in this instance, you're really trying to drive it up towards the middle of the field, give your attacker the fastest chance to get to the ball, and Ook puts it right through. I mean, there was no hesitation on that. 2-0 lead, SPCC. They've woken up here in the second game. Not too surprised again from what we saw in game number 1. The surprising thing has been the lack of opportunity, actually, for Watermelon through this first minute of play.
Yeah, so far Watermelon has just came to a standstill as far as offense goes. They really haven't had much chance to even escape their half of the field just yet. Cosmo has been suppressed. If they have an opportunity right now, it's going to be a 1v1 situation. Smart move right there from Ook to pop that one over to the right-hand side because Cosmo was hunting for that dunk. Now we see the transition as well from Ook. Again, is going to go ahead and save that one away over into the corner. We're going to transition over back towards the defensive half of the field. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. SPCC definitely responded really, really well.
Yeah, they have been responding, and I mean, it is good to see, but now we actually get to see Locky put some shots on. 2 defenders dive, more pressure coming, 3 in the box. Means if Watermelon want to commit to this attack, they're really going to have to try to get the defense off balance, and the touch from Cosmo does just that. High again. Can't find the angle. It's a bit too difficult. Locky with another chance misses the ball. Shadow should be able to clear, but is immediately pressured upon, and Cosmo with the second chance doesn't get the dunk on Rizzo.
Yeah, Cosmo just went accelerated too high, just misread that ball just a tad bit. You see he's erased off the field. Smart play right there from Ook at the midfield line.
Oh, no.
This one should leave a door open, and it does. Shadow's going to score his second one and put up SPCC 3-0.
Oh, this is a painful replay to watch right now if you're kind of pulling for a Watermelon right there. High again, it's M, had a chance, and it was just an unforced error. Whoops. Like, there's no other way to put it. Awkward defensive play, gets punished, 3-0 lead, and I think we're going to be going to a game 3.
I mean, the first game 3 of the night, I guess you can kind of say as well. And on top of that, we were kind of speculating this was going to be a closer matchup as well, just seeing these guys in that free play session. But this one's not over yet. We're approaching that halfway point in this matchup. Anything can kind of happen.
Yeah, anything can and probably will. Case in point, Rizza. Normally you would expect to hit that. Winds up crossbarring it instead. Still chances for the comeback, but triple committing right now. SBCC, the confidence is there in spades. Maybe a little too much. They haven't been punished for it yet.
Yeah, Rizzo just a mistouch backwards. Wasn't expecting that one. Was Ook, I believe it was, waiting for that one. Maybe it was Shadow, one of the two. Just wasn't expecting that awkward back touch. But why not? You're up 3-0 in this situation. Why not try to get a little bit more fancy? Add some plays to the highlight reel. This one's going to be in favor of Watermelon for sure. Again, it's M. It's just going to score that one. Cut this lead down just a tad bit. But yeah, I mean, a breakaway with an aggressive play style. What more can you expect?
What do you think that M stands for?
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Oh, okay. For some, I don't know if what you just said was English, but I'm going to accept that as fact.
It's Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. I don't. I just always say hi again. It's Tim for some reason, even though Tim doesn't even start with M. Like that's just where my brain has been going. I feel like it's a Tim type name.
Well, I have no idea what that means, but at the same time, I was trying to figure out what M would stand for as well. But every time I read his name, I just think of Taylor Swift. Like it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. So that's what I'm going with in my brain.
Taylor, Tim, close enough. Perhaps either way,
Yeah.
Ook will get it off the backboard, and Shadow had a peek, decided against it. Let's high again, drive it back to the middle of the field, and well, that's an unforced error, and one that Lockie will be able to jump all over. Two defenders in the corner. Ball gets centered. M, a straight shot, but not enough power to beat Ook on the defense.
Yeah, good defense being played so far. A little bit of a sloppy rotation, though, coming through. Cosmo, clear shot off the top, though. Going to miss the mark. Unfortunate. They could have cut that lead and put them back in a favorable position to come back in this matchup. Approaching this final 60 seconds here from Shadow. It would be a nice 50-50 in their favor. Cosmo off the back wall. Once again, a misread. So far, Cosmo has been really, really silent.
Well,
almost again on cue. The caster curse coming through. I'm sorry, SPCC.
I saw this one kind of coming right before this touch. The two defenders on the SPCC side each rotated all the way back to their back boost, and that shot came as they were boosting forward to get back to the middle of the pitch. They weren't expecting the deep clear. They weren't expecting that deep Cosmo play, and a little bit of an awkward rotation had both defenders in no man's land. Cosmo again capitalizes. Now this pass, thing of beauty, but they can't get the top pin.
That was so close, and you know right now for SPCC you have to be worried. It has to be affecting you at this point in time as well. That match point working against them. Oh my goodness, on top of that, the 3-goal lead in trouble as well. Again, it's M off the backboard. Cosmo trying to get the early read as well. Rizzo with a smart play, going to pop that one over to the left-hand side. Still no follow-up touch, though, for SPCC. They'll leave this one lingering for the final 15 seconds. Shadow has to make a smart decision. Does lay that one up for a play. Maybe even the comeback here for Watermelon. Wraparound pass. Cosmo can't find the mark. Ook couldn't get the far clear. Should have at least one more attempt right here for Watermelon. Ook, no boost to Lockie.
Cosmo's
off
there.
the backboard. Cosmo cannot make it, and we're going to head to game number 3. SPCC, hang on.
Yeah, that got dicey at the end right there. YHG gave themselves the best chance, but at the end of the day, SPCC too quick out of the gate, and we got to see, you know, what happens when the SPCC attack really starts to gel with each other. But, I don't know. Game 3, it's a tough one to predict. I still think I like YHG's approach a little bit more. They're making less unforced errors, less double commits. Yes, defensively, they've looked shaky at times, but when they get on the attacking half, I feel like it's a lot harder for the Brisbane side to really clear it back that other way. So I'm still leaning towards Watermelon here as we do go to game number 3.
And I'm the opposite. I think I'm leaning more towards SPCC. I know that they played sloppy in the second half of that game number 2, but at the same time, if they can get their offense going, that was the only thing holding them back there in that game number 1, was the fact that they just could not score when the opportunities were there. So if they get this offense going early and they start to actually hit their shots on cue, then I really feel like it's going to be a problem for YHG as we hop into game number 3.
Yeah, we'll kind of see how it does play out. I mean, that is nearly a great start for Shadow. Top crossbar down. As high against M. Leaves it for Cosmo. Could be the smart choice right now. Shadow, first challenger, takes it away. Has Rizza in the middle. Has Ook just behind. Drops it down for Rizza first, but Ook rotated back, and that means no third member for the strike.
Yeah, unfortunate to get that offense kick-started, but still have an opportunity. They still have this ball at midfield. Ook to bring this one up over the side, or over the top of the ceiling. My apologies. Lockie going to go ahead and give up a layup as well. Rizza not going to field that one favorably. for their team. They'll go ahead and reset this offense right now with Shadow. And they should, I was going to say, try to boost star over the defense. A little bit of a slow play right there. Ook couldn't put that one on target, so 2 missed opportunities right there for SPCC, and that's what I was worried about there, Max.
Yeah, just unable to seal the deal, and that's kind of been the Achilles heel from the start in this one. Hopefully for SPCC, they'll start to kind of hit those shots, but as it stands right now, double committing across the middle of the pitch might not be it. A chance to bring it back the other way, shut down by Shadow. Rizza outside the box, but it's an awkward angle, and again, SPCC find themselves too far forward. They're going to have to concede the field position.
Still lots of time. Everybody's still hunting for this first goal as well. Opportunity right now for SPCC. There's the dunk off of the hood of the defender. I can't guess who that was, but Ook is going to get credited for this goal. Unfortunate. Cosmo, just wrong place, right time if you're SPCC.
Also, shout out to Rizza for not stealing that goal away. I know it was tempting to probably put it through, but I'm saying shout out. In reality, I think they just missed it. Either way, you gets credit for the goal. 1-0 lead for SPCC. We saw a near comeback last game. This time it could happen right here. High against M. Beats 2 defenders, and we got a tie ball game.
Well, how did High, again, it's M, just do this? He just beats Shadow. Shadow just whiffs on the save, and then Rizza and Ook, 2 people at the same point of attack, and he just laid that one up on the left side post. That was ridiculous.
Homework is me saying, yeah, ankle's gone. That looks to be the case. What? Lockie? Wrong goal.
I was wondering what happened here. I was kind of lost in the sauce, and I'm not even sure if that was a threatening shot or not. Lockie just put that one in.
Yeah, you know what? It is a tradition. You must have at least one own goal at some stage in an RLO broadcast. Waited for our second match to get it. There it is. Thank you, Lockie. You know, sacrifice an own goal to the altar, I suppose. Still plenty of time for the Watermelon to come back in this one. 3 minutes on the clock, but after that sick goal in their favor, now they got to do all that work once again.
Oh.
As a near goal goes through, Rizzo again crossing up the defense. Duke not ready on the other side. Does still beat Cosmo to it. Defense really under the pump. And then Cosmo and High gets M. Each went to the opposite end of the pitch. They thought a clear was coming. Now they're rotating back. It's too little too late. Uke makes it 3-1.
Yeah, Ook just came out of nowhere and just literally secured this goal for SPCC. And just a crucial touch. That's the easily missable shot right there. But he just timed that one perfectly so that one would not be saved. SPCC up by 2, and I really feel like if you're YHG Watermelon at this point in time, Cosmo has to be activated. He needs to go back to the mentality of game number 1 and pretty much secure some of these goals here for YHG. And he did it by himself for the most part. Almost popping off right there as well, but Rizzo with the clean rotation back.
Yeah, I mean, it looked open. The bump was good, but unfortunately still kind of got in Cosmo's way when it was all said and done. Now with more pressure coming from SPCC, you'd have to think another goal from the orange side would put this one out of reach. M makes the first touch. We'll look to follow it up. Has Cosmo behind. Lockie looking for a bump or a demo deep in the field, but again, it doesn't matter. If you can't clear it past that midfield line and the Watermelon side, they're just not able to get anything going.
Wow.
Hat trick and +1 for Uke.
Yeah, that was insane from Uke, but the pass right there from Shadow is what really did it. As you see, Rizza paying some respects to that pass, but Ook just had to adjust himself in the air using pretty much a majority of his boost to get that one past, and this one's getting out of control in favor of SPCC pretty quick.
Yeah, it is. It's just rolling further and further away, and for Watermelon, it's unfortunately working against their favor. 100 seconds on the clock, 3 goals required. I just haven't seen that offensive pressure that we saw from them in the past. 1 shot on target throughout the first half and then some of this game, and that's not going to cut it against SPCC's form.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. We were talking about which team we were going to see here headed into game number 3, and if SPCC got activated, then like I said before, they were going to be the team that was going to win this one. And so far, that stat has stayed true. You know, SPCC, for the most part, has controlled the majority of this game here in game number 3. But not only that, but they have fired a majority of the shots onto the opposing net, too. And as you can see, YHG has just been struggling this whole entire time to even, put a shot towards net. But when they do get an open look like that, they have not capitalized on it.
No, and Cosmo was so good at that before. Does get the goal right now. However, I have to agree, not the goal, but the shot before that of the triple commit and then Cosmo missing has been synonymous, I feel like, of Watermelon in this game. 52 seconds, 2 goals is doable, though. Whoops, and they did get one through, so let's see what happens here. A quick goal, and all of a sudden, this game gets interesting again.
Exactly. I was going to say that kickoff goal maybe in favor of YHG. That one's a good shot from Cosmo. Not going to find its mark, though. Good read right there from Ook, who reads this one into the corner. A little bit of trouble for the defense right now of SPCC. Little to no boost to work with. So this could be an opportunity right here for YHG.
It could be. Cosmo, shot saved by Ook again on the line. And, I mean, Ook wasn't the standout player in games 1 and 2. Absolutely has been in this one. Give them their 5th goal. Give them the dagger in this series. That will do it. SPCC will win this one 2-1.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. 5 goals in favor of SPCC. I want to say Ook has, I think, either a majority of those goals or he has all those goals. Let me chop. Yeah, he has all those goals. So he pulled a Cosmo from game number 1, basically, and just put the team on his back and said, hey, guys, we're going to the next round in the uppers, okay?
Yeah, 5 goals off 4 shots, and by the way, all the team saves as well have come from Ook in this one. A great performance.
My goodness.
Yeah, what is that like? Would you call that 120% shot percentage when you have 1 more goal than shots? Like, is that how the math works there?
I guess. I'm not a mathematician, okay? I can't tell you that, but irregardless, I can tell you that SPCC is going to win this matchup in a 2-1 fashion, winning game number 3 here, 5-2. But I'm gonna tell you this, Max. This is one of those games where I'm gonna circle it, okay, on the calendar, and go back and remember this one, SPCC versus YHG, because this one's a literal coin flip in my personal opinion. Yeah. Either one of these teams later on down the road can definitely pull off an upset, and Watermelon can come back and beat them later on, or SPCC can definitely just easily sweep this team later on as well.
I'm just happy that, the Queensland team stepped up and because at the start I was like, oh yeah, this team is great. Look out for them. They're going to be fun to watch, and slower start, but they did come through in the end. And I mean, we're only 2 down. We still have 3 more best of 3s to be playing today, and hopefully all the tech bugs have been sorted and we're going to be good moving forward, because we are going to be going into another break. When we come back, round number 3. Things really getting good then. 2-2-0 teams going at it. That's what I'm expecting to see. You should expect it as well. We'll return in just a few moments.
At least my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out of. Try but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to, but if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to.
Falling away as I'm searching for the break of a day to follow away to you. 'Cause at the end of the day, I ain't looking for no reason to change. 'Cause everything is good for you. Baby, I can feel we're gonna shout it out to the sky. Tell our secrets to the night, so we can see the end in sight. We're gonna shout it out to the sky. When I look into your eyes, I can see no better light, better light than love. We're gonna shout it out to the Baby, I can feel we're gonna shout it out to the sky. Tell our secrets to the night, so we can see the end in sight. We're gonna shout it out to the sky. When I look into your eyes, I can see no better light, better light than love. We're gonna shout it out to the sky.
Welcome back. Midway point of the day. 2 of our series have been done, still 3 more to go. But as we get deeper into this Swiss format, whoops, again, we're seeing winners play winners. I think we're sticking on that top bracket side, so should still be seeing some pretty good matches. And again, the level of play, it's only going to get stronger and stronger as we go forward.
I agree with you on that one. Yeah, the last game was very, very impressive. I'm looking forward to this next matchup as well. Because, like you said, just the level of play accelerates. Not only that, but we start seeing some of those team passing plays. We start to see all 3 of the teams, start to synergize with one another. And we start to see just that level of competition starts to just go up and up and up.
Yeah, and I think we even have a standing updates as well, so we can get a better picture of where these teams are at right now. And you can see still 4 teams kind of riding undefeated right now. Marist, Ripley Raptors, another Queensland team, SBCC up there as well as Mentone. So the Tasmanian squad that we saw at the start of the day, they're still undefeated. SBCC, obviously, we saw them win. But for our next match, actually, I think we're going to be looking a little bit lower on the ladder, as a matter of fact. It's going to be Kedron State High School taking on Southern Cross CC. 2 Queensland schools going at it, and another player with Ghost in their name as well on that red side.
Yeah, Golden Ghost, looking forward to seeing how they play on the pitch. But I want to say, I think Southern Cross, it said on the stat sheet there on the leaderboards, they were 1-2 in this matchup, and Kendron was 1-1. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards.
That's a typo.
Oh, I mean, okay.
I think they need to be
classic,
1-1.
Classic production, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic production over here.
But
I was gonna say I was leaning more towards Kendron. That's what I was gonna say. I was leaning more a little bit towards them just because of that stat line. But at the same time, it's still one of those coin flip situations where we're just not too sure. Because we're not familiar with the teams. That's why these placements are so important. But at the same time, we're just not really too sure how or what team is gonna be on the pitch.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that one either, but we'll see the form that they show us in just a few moments. Of course, before we do get into it, once again, I would like to thank our sponsors for this event. Predator Gaming, the gaming PC partner who provides high-end gaming-focused PC solutions in both laptop and desktop formats, powered by Intel. AOC Monitors, the gaming monitor partner who provides best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, the noodle partner, made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie Migoreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And Game on Cancer, the charity of choice for the AEL who fund much-needed cancer research projects. If you'd like to donate, please head to AEL's Tiltify campaign page. Big thank you to all of them. And you know, just to focus a little bit more on that Game on Cancer, I actually did an event for them, with them, I should say, last night as well. Super fun. Kind of similar to this one where it was slightly different format, best of ones, a bunch of people who have never played Rocket League before. It was a good time. It was a good time.
It's like a fun time for sure. I mean, especially when you could just have fun playing Rocket League again and not taking it serious. A lot of people forget that this is a game, and sometimes you just have to kind of let yourself go and just, you know, have fun with it, you know, because it really ultimately really is a fun game. But what happens is a lot of people just take it so serious, it makes it unfun. So to get back to that root and kind of play a little bit of like custom games, or even just play a game with like, you know, some people who are just like newer to the game and hear them and have that fun experience is always just a good time.
Yeah, it is a good time, and I think I'm ready for a good time to kick off here right now because we do have our next match pretty much geared up and ready to go, or close to it, I should say. Still waiting for one team to jump on in. Kedron's ready to go. Kind of leading to your prediction right there. They look a little bit more on top of it at this stage, but as soon as, you know, SCCC, that's not going to be difficult to say, I'm sure. As soon as they jump in.
C.
I just want to call them Southern Cross. I think that's going to be a little bit easier for me because that is kind of where they are. But Queensland versus Queensland matchup, that's exciting.
Why is it exciting? Please
Well,
explain
I'm
that to me. From somebody from the States, explain that to me as to why it's so exciting.
Well, it would be like if it was Illinois versus Illinois for you. Okay, it's my home state.
Not very exciting. Illinois is going to win.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, in this case, Queensland's going to win, and I think Queensland winning is always exciting. Also, I feel like, and I could be wrong, because this is a little bit biased, but I do feel Queensland as a state, even though we're not the largest state by any stretch, we seem to have the most high school Rocket League teams, and most kind of high school Rocket League events. So I always have higher expectations of the Queensland sides as they come through. Hopefully, we will be seeing, you know, the SCCC side, though, jump in quite shortly. And because I can't say I'm too familiar with these two teams either. Like, again, as I'm saying, yeah, we might have more teams, but I haven't seen these two in action, so we'll be keen. I think Ketron, they've played in events I've covered before, but I've never seen them on stream.
Yeah, well, I'm just unfamiliar with a lot of these teams out here,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm just really excited for just a bunch of them, you know, just to kind of see. I'm taking notes, you know, so later on when I see these teams play, I'm like, oh, okay, I recognize this person. I recognize, you know, for example, Cosmo, who popped off last game, who has that pop-off potential. That's noted. I know that's going to happen next time. Or, for example, SPCC, like, you know, we just have, you know, just in general, because if you guys missed that last matchup, it was a heck of a matchup. That was, like, probably the best matchup we had on stream so far. By far, I would say, the best matchup we had on stream so far. Because it went to game number 3 ultimately, but at the same time it was just so close, and it was like probably that traditional Rocket League that me and you are so accustomed to kind of casting, where you see a lot of those passing plays, you see a lot of the team synergy kind of, you know, come out. You see a lot of, like, you know, those, it comes down to like the minute details where like the rotation kind of comes through, who's controlling the boost and things like that. It still wasn't like that top peak, but it was definitely there, and definitely capable later on in the season. I feel like it's going to be there.
I've been called out. Apparently, I've not seen this Kendron in events before. The name is so familiar. Again, Queensland. I don't know. I'm just used to Queensland teams. Fair enough. So I was wrong on that one. Also, they're listening in, so kudos on them for that. Yeah, we'll be keen to see it. I mean, they're always saying it's going to be a better match this time around, and I was watching Def hit some resets, or at least attempting them, in warm-up right now. So, again, yeah, I'm expecting higher level play, even though these teams are no longer on that undefeated train. Hopefully we'll get started soon, as Def just drove it right to the battle. We can go back to the standings again, though. Have another sort of peek at that while we're waiting for it. Again, this is only showing the top 9.
It's updated.
And it has been updated. You can see, yep, Kendron 1-1 right now, where they belong. Also, Trinity came back after that round 1 loss, and they were able to win their second match as well.
Yeah, that's huge to see. That Trinity game was versus MRC. MRC obviously in that first place spot, sitting at 2-0 right now. That's the game we were talking about beforehand. It wasn't necessarily a slaughter by any means, but at the same time, MRC definitely looked like the better team in that matchup. Trinity Esports definitely had the potential to kind of be one of those better teams here. I can kind of foresee them maybe averaging out to that 4th, 5th, 6th place spot where they're kind of at right now. For these qualifiers, and definitely as the season progresses, one of those teams to kind of keep your eye on, because they can pull off a couple of upsets there at that middle level. But the 2 teams that we kind of have on our stream right now is that 9th place spot Kendron taking on that 5th place spot Southern Cross CC. So I mean, this one's still, like I said before, anybody's ball game. Is still a toss up. They're both sitting at 1-1. I'm not really too sure who to kind of lean towards. But like I said beforehand, Kendron, I'm leaning a little bit more towards them because they're actually in the lobby warming up.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a big deciding thing. Also, Ripley Raptors, I think, are a team to look out for as we get deeper into this event. They might be my take, having seen, 2 of the other 2-0 teams. Ripley Raptors might be. I haven't seen, the Mentone Grammar Toners, though, so I don't know where they're at. But Ripley Raptors, when it comes to some of the Queensland State competitions, they tend to go quite deep. They tend to go quite far. A bit unfortunate we don't see Forest Lake. Forest Lake is kind of like the premier sort of high school team, I feel like, at the moment. It's a little bit sad I don't see them in this event. But, yeah, excited to see what Ripley Raptors can do. And this also excited for this match to start. Still waiting for SCCCC, and I'm wondering how much longer they have on that timer before, we have to start talking like game losses, because it's getting pretty deep.
Yeah.
So I think, yep.
I was gonna say just one more thing before the Mentone Grammar Toners. I mean, what is the Grammar Toner? Like, what is that mascot, or is that just the school name?
I have no idea. I have no idea what a Grammar Toner is.
Oh man, it just sounds like the Grammar Toners, like they're coming for you. They're gonna start grading your papers, and they're also very, very fond in music as well.
Yeah, it could be. Like I feel like that could be. I mean, music is its own language, right? So yeah, that could be something that they're based on. Look, we're gonna be throwing to a break while we wait for this match to hopefully get underway quite shortly. So do stick around. Match number 3 as soon as possible.
Feel my arms holding on so tight, just when you need it most. Feel the freedom of being careless, just being in love. Everything will be alright. Through the darkness, through the night, no fear anymore. No fear anymore. No fear anymore.
just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight.
pretend now? Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you'll find a way to bring me home. And I want something I can hold that's worth this waiting cold. And I want something that is real, something to make me feel alive. Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it bursting through my veins. And love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand now with death, so we can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel the fire inside, so there won't be nothing tonight. Let the silhouette cast upon your heart, turning every little moment in disguise. Baby.
Alrighty, thank you so much again for your continued patience. Unfortunate news, round 3, it's come and gone. SCCC, they had to forfeit their match. They weren't able to quite get their team together, but we keep rolling on in for a matchup. I'm super excited for Whoops because, all right, well, that's just the end result of our production game. Look at that, Kendron.
I was going to say that our production game that we had, obviously, we still had a little bit of fun on the back end there, Max, because we had to take it to them, had to get Kendron a run for their money, and they barked up the wrong tree there, okay? Production wins 5-4, and look who's on top of the leaderboard with 200-plus ping. That was me.
Yeah, I know. Pretty crazy, right? The fact that you were able to hit, a triple reset, 1 reset for every 100 ping that you had was pretty cool. But as it stands right now, we're having a battle between our 2 undefeated teams, and I'm excited for this one. Ripley Raptors Blue 3-0, Metronome Grammar Toners 3-0 as well. Now, this isn't necessarily the final, but it very well is kind of the final when it comes to a Swiss format. And again, everyone playing 5 rounds. This is the 4th, but the winner of this last undefeated team, I kind of shouted out Ripley Raptors before when we saw them. I'm excited to see them in action, but I mean, when you're the top Victorian team, Metronome Grammar, I feel like this squad's going to be pretty good as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one as well. And then this is going to be the cream of the crop as well, like you were talking about. There's a lot of players in this lobby rocking the season 3 or just the grand champion title in general. So it's really, really cool to see, this level of gameplay here at the high school level. And this is what I was half expecting, just a mesh of just some solid grand champ players and some high champ players as well. And that's, for the most part, I feel like what we have gotten is like that, middle of the pack, like, champ players. So, but yeah, this one right here, the Ripley Raptors, you were talking about it beforehand. You shouted them out. We were talking about the Toners too. So I'm just not really sure what's kind of side to lean on.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be tough. I mean, even on that Victorious side, I'm pretty sure Fergo is a name I've recognized seeing in the past as well. I could be wrong on that. Again, sometimes my memory kind of goes with my age. Case in point, Kendron in the past. But I'm thinking I got Kendron confused with an old League of Legends event, actually. That's where that cross-up may have happened.
You could have.
They could have been, because there was a couple years of like some pretty, large tournaments with like 20 or 30 schools in Queensland as a state in and of itself playing League of Legends. So I think that's where they were there. Either way, though, Ripley Raptors, this is a school I am familiar with. Ripley, they tend to do quite well in events. Haven't seen much from the Toners before. Excited to see them now, and it looks like we're about to get underway to find who our last undefeated team will be.
My favorite name for both of these teams is definitely going to be Homeboy Jesus. That's just one of those names. Yeah, Homeboy Jesus FR, which means for real, for those of you who don't know. But yeah, that's just my favorite name probably in the whole entire lobby. So going to keep my eye on Homeboy for sure. And then a second favorite I would have to say is Sweaty Peeps. Sweaty Peeps is one of those ones where it's just like a super sweaty name incorporated into it. You kind of have to lean towards that as well. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what kind of happens out here on the pitch. I'm really, really just excited for this gameplay. Like we said, some grand champs going against some grand champs. You love to see it, and it's I'm expecting still in this best of 3 format, still just whoever wins this first game to just run away with it, in my personal opinion, because this best of 3 format really favors the person who wins that first game.
Then again, we saw the comeback last time, though. In that round 2, we did see a little bit of that reverse sweep, so it's definitely not a guarantee. Although I am in agreement, I think that first game is going to be so critical, especially when we're expecting this level of play to be rising. And I'm glad you highlighted Homeboy, because they are also my player to watch, not just because of the name, but because of what I've seen them do on the pitch in the past. They are a very dangerous player, very scary, especially when given, some space to cook. So we'll see if that's going to be the case right here. Moments away from this last game. Well, second to last game, I should say. Still one more round.
I was going to say, yeah, still one more round, but last game, like, for the upper echelon of peeps out here. But enough talking about it, Max. Let's be about it. Let's see who is going to win this matchup here in this best of 3. Is it going to be, Homeboy and company, or is it going to be our other Toners? My apologies, the Toners. Are they going to win this matchup?
Yeah, it's the Metronome Toners, as we were talking about before, trying to figure out where they belong. Maybe it's on the pitch when it's all said and done. As Ripley Raptors, pretty passive start right now. Start to push forward. You can see nice spacing between them. Homeboy, next player forward. But same can be said on the other end, although swing and a miss from Brilliance actually works in their favor. Fergo from underneath doesn't get the striking shot they wanted.
Yeah, unfortunate, but still at midfield though. Here comes Sweaty Peeps. One of these players I love to see as well. Using what is this, the Fast and Furious? Is that the Dom's car? I can't remember exactly what it's called. But
yeah,
you hardly ever get to see that car actually played in action. A lot of players, just tend to stay towards the Fennec nowadays, the Octane as well. But yeah, this is one of those few cars that you never really get to see.
You would expect someone named Sweaty Peeps to actually take a Stocktain, right? Like that, that would be the expected role as Invor. Oh, didn't quite have enough speed for the double touch. Critic, though, is going to have some trouble in this corner. Homeboy waiting for them. Brilliance folds it up. Good clearing touch. Let's see if the Toners can follow it up. Backflip underneath Fergo. Trust me, I feel that. Reset from Invor does not go in. Saved on the line until, a little bit of an assist, I suppose. It does wind up in the end.
This is such a good take, though, from Invor, utilizing that flip reset, and then he had that final touch as well. Enough speed and momentum. Enough speed and momentum to hit that one in, but Brilliance was, or the Brilliance was on the defensive end when they saved that one away, but Brilliance actually hits that one into the nets in favor of Ripley Raptors.
You know what? Brilliance is someone who admires Brilliance. Critic responding goal, but Brilliance admires Brilliance and was just so upset that they denied the reset goal that they had to put it in themselves. Anyway, either way, Critic, good response, tie ball game.
Yeah, close one right there on the rotation back through. Kickoff goal once again. Shenanigans for kickoffs. I always talk about it every time I cast. I always say every time that kickoffs are just so crucial in Rocket League. It sets up the offense, sets up the defense, and on top of that, like, you usually have a team score a goal off a kickoff. That's the second one we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like at least in every series you're going to get one kickoff goal at some stage. It is an important part of the game. What a touch from Fergo. Top crossbar and in. Toners kicking it up here in the second game.
Yeah, what is this angle right here from Fergo? Oh my goodness. Just somehow, some way finds the net, kisses the top crossbar as well, and he loves that shot right there. Just perfectly placed, catching the defense off rotation as well.
Also, thanks for the sub there, Alexis. Good to see you. Again, still disappointed we're not seeing Forest Lake playing, but, thank you for the sub nonetheless. Here we go. Chance for Critic underneath. More pressure on Ripley, and Toners just scoring at will all of a sudden.
Yeah, Toners are activated. They didn't like that first goal in favor of the Raptors. So far, they have been activated, scoring 3 unanswered goals in favor. And on top of that, they just are winning these kickoff battles as well. You know, we were kind of hinting and saying how important they were. This is exactly why. Like we were talking about, it put so much pressure on right back onto the defense after already forfeiting a goal there in that situation. So good job right here from the Toners, setting the pace of play.
And I do find it interesting too that Critic, has been, getting 2 goals already, kind of from those kickoff situations with the team Power banner. Power, of course, being arguably the best kickoff team within OCE at the moment. So it kind of makes sense when you put it together that seeing similar focus, playing to the strengths of the idols in the banner. Love to see it. Critic right now, though, under pressure. Sweaty Peeps does enough to disrupt, yet the fall through underneath by Brilliance will flip the map once again. And the Ripley Raptors, despite the strong start, they've been kind of, forced on the back foot more often than not.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So far, the Raptors have been playing a majority of the time just defense, and they've been giving a lot of opportunities over to the Toners. They need to desperately get themselves on the other half of the field, as they only have 2 minutes to kind of start to mount this comeback. I want to point out though, Brilliance kind of threw me off. You see, he's rocking an antenna, and I thought he was rocking a golden nugget for a hot second, but it's a cookie. It's a cookie. I was super shocked. As homeboy Jesus, speaking of being shocked, gonna find another goal here for the Ripley Raptors with a nice cross, only down by 1 now.
Oof. Yeah, hits the sweet spot straight down and in. Fantastic pass and shot. And I mean, if you get rid of the kickoff goals, Ripley Raptors, yes, they've been on that defensive side, but they've been going toe for toe, right? Like they've looked comfortable on defense. It's just been the kickoffs that haven't gone their favor. So a minute and a half, an extended play could still go Ripley's way. This game far from over as we pass that 90-second remaining mark.
Once again, with the pressure is the Raptors. Like you said beforehand, take away those kickoff goals and those mistakes. This is a whole different ball game. So far.
Yep.
But
We'll see. As the ball does get centered right now, Fergo across that middle of the pitch. Tries to stay with it. Brilliant's actually crossing it up. Invor will have to rotate back to the corner. Critic has a peek, but doesn't get there in time. Underneath, Virgo waiting. Nice cut. Nice touch. Defenders demoed. That's going to go in. 2-goal lead. Brilliant play by the Toners, and Virgo was leading the charge.
Yeah, that was just a good play right there. Good offensive transition over there for the Toners. Heads up play as well with the takeaway. Virgo just putting that one where it needs to be. And sometimes that's all you need, Max. Just a nice little light touch towards the net, and it finds its way home.
As Brilliance gets a nice bump on Invor, Virgo now given some space to work with as a result. Going to go for a backward play. Double touch. Not quite there. Defense able to rotate back in time. 40 seconds. Ripley, if they're going to bring it back, they're going to need to score on this approach. Critic, though, too strong a touch off that backboard.
A good take right here from Virgo, too, in the corner. Sweaty Peeps now at midfield. 30 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Brilliance. Nice pass over to the left-hand side. No one there to receive it, though. Playing some pretty tough defense and pretty passive offense right there towards the tail end of this one is the Toners. But at the same time, you're up by 2 goals. You're not really trying to overextend a tad bit and let somebody kind of creep up and force an overtime situation. As that one's going to score. Brilliance is going to add another one on to the lead and make them up by 3 here with 12 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 12 seconds to go, and the scores just keep getting piled on right now. The Ripley Raptors, not used to playing teams from out of state, perhaps. This Victoria squad, the Toners, they're looking so good at times. I mean, decisive on the attack, deep clears consistently on the defense, finding those gaps. It's a really well-balanced team, and this is what we want to see at this level. I mean, this is the GC game, right? We've gotten to the top of the top, and even then, the Toners looking a cut above save. It's nice, but it doesn't make a difference in the end of the day. Toners take game 1.
Yeah, good job from the Toners. Setting the tone here. You see what I did there, Max? Setting the tone here in game number 1. Like we talked about beforehand, Ripley came out and they scored that first initial goal. Looked really good, but at the same time, you know, the Toners really fought back, scored 3 unanswered goals, and pretty much just set the pace and set the tempo here in game number 1. Now, Ripley Raptors have to come back. They have to play a lot smarter Rocket League. On top of that, they're forced into a corner. This is only a best-of-3 matchup, and now you're faced with a match point situation.
Yeah, we'll see if the Ripley Raptors will be able to bring it back. I mean, again, Homeboy and Invor, players I do recognize and like have been on the team for a while. I think Sweaty Peeps is new. I could be wrong. Could be a name change as well. But clearly, you know, they were the one who was kind of struggling a bit to kind of fit in with that squad, kind of still trying to find their pace. They're the player that I think, you know, as the year happens, if this is the lineup that sticks together, they'll be the one that's improving. Obviously, when you're kind of this far ahead in our seeding event, if you're one of the last undefeated teams, yeah, we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of you in the Premier League. So exciting stuff to see. And I'm excited to see how Sweaty Peeps improves, even in this game. If Ripley's going to come back into it, Sweaty Peeps is going to have to step up.
100% agree with you on that one. Has to step up, and they have to get off of their side of the field as well. We've seen a majority of this first game, or the first game with them backed up into their half, and now we're starting to see the second game, starting to see that one present itself as well. You see Critic from the corner trying to maybe get himself a little pass, maybe a pinch towards the middle of the field. Not really going to work out in their favor, but once again, you see how the Ripley Raptors is just backed up, and then boost starved too, so leaves them in a predicament on the defensive end.
Yeah, but it's a short-lived one. Invor can't clear it across that middle of the pitch, though, as the ball gets down once more. Critic waiting underneath, won't find too much. So they'll be left for Virgo. More pressure from the middle of the field, more touches towards the net. I'm loving the control from the Toners right now. Their rotations offensively are so tough to beat. They just seem to be everywhere, and they're still making challenges in that forward third. Finally, it's the slow dribble that flips the map back the other way.
Yeah, Invor did a great job bringing that one up towards midfield. Sweaty Peeps stepping up and pretty much pushing that one past that midfield line, but it was only a short-lived offensive segment right there, if you call that an offensive segment for the Raptors. Now we're looking at a predicament here and a battle for midfield, but at the same time, we do see a little bit of an escape, a double commitment on the defensive end, so to keep that shot away. Toners knocking on the door once again. Air dribble, Virgo denied by Sweaty Peeps and Homeboy Jesus. Toners are in trouble as the transition back over towards the offensive end now. Invor, get it? No, he's off the right side. Unfortunate back-to-back missed opportunities for both sides.
I'm going to call it what it was, and you're not going to like me for it, but that was a double doink from Ripley right there. And with 3:15 still to go, Critic still going to try to find something. Doesn't get the double, instead finds Brilliance. Nice defense from Homeboy. Cuts off the shot before it's made, but then getting in each other's way. Invor Try to find something, just drops it in no man's land. Fergo collects. This could be dangerous. Critic underneath should collect the pass, and no!
Oh!
Sweaty Peeps does just enough to make the save.
That ball just lingered so much, and it just like almost stood still at one point in time. You see the demolition try to come out as well. Sweaty Peeps does dodge that one, but a smart play right there from Brilliance to try to even go for that play. Homeboy Jesus denying that first passing attempt. That passing lane did get shut down from Homeboy Jesus. We have ourselves a classic battle right now, and I feel like the more this one progresses, the first goal that's going to score is going to win this matchup.
I have to agree, and I mean, it's been the Toners who have been on the attack, which normally is all well and good, but Ripley looks so confident on defense that all they need is one counter in for. So close for that lead. Sweaty Peeps swings and misses, and now it could be a chance to come the other way, but Critic goes for the back pass. Sweaty Peeps still forward. Second chance denied by Fergo.
I know that, you know, this is anybody's ball game still, but at the same time...
Oh, no!
Man.
Oh,
man,
no!
Inmore, I thought had that one dead to rights as soon as we saw the defense miss that one, so a big missed opportunity right there for the Raptors. Going to transition over back towards the defensive end.
That's got to be in.
The Raptors, and I was going to say that smoke screen from the demolition should solidify that goal, and it does. Critic scores first.
I want to see where Sweaty Peeps wound up on this one because they got cleared to the back of the net. They had to reverse into it. They were facing the wrong way. Unfortunate after that bump, but a big-time play from the Toners, and whoops. I feel like this series has both been some of the best gameplay we've seen, and as a result, when those mistakes happen, they've been the most noticeable, but yeah, there's a reason why these two teams are undefeated. We've been seeing it consistently. Toners just seem to have that one-step edge ahead.
Yeah, just a little bit. And on top of that, like we talked about beforehand, they've been controlling pretty much this midfield line the whole entire time. If you think back at the start of this matchup, the Raptors have just been forced to the blue half of the field for a majority of this game. And they had a couple of chances on the offensive end. Not really too many, but at the same time, a couple. Here's another attempt right there as well. Sweaty Peeps not going to find it. Smart Critic going to save that one over into the corner.
What position did you play when you were playing Gridiron?
Left tackle. I played defense, everything for the most part. But
it sounds like everything on the line. So you're all about, you know, the bumps and the demos and the lead blocking that I feel like.
The nitty gritty. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Well, that's been the difference so far in this game right now from the Toners, right? Like that's what we saw come through, and I mean that's sometimes what you have to do when a team is also playing so far back and is like so defensively focused in that regard. I love that adaptation. I love that goal. 43 seconds still to go. Ripley. I mean, they're going to have to throw a Hail Mary, I feel like, in this one. They've had so few opportunities to go deep, but it's been the only chance they've gotten shots.
4 shots for Invor himself. Sweaty Peeps with 1, but I can think back to a couple that should have been shots. Critic going to find the upper 90. That one could be the dagger, the way that this one has been playing out because of the fact that they scored that first goal already. That second goal right here in favor of them, it's just too much to pretty much combat unless the Raptors can score a kickoff goal here.
Yeah, they need the kickoff, but again, the kickoff goals have been going the other way, and I have no reason to believe that this one might not as well, because here comes Critic down the middle. Homeboy will collect it, but it's going to be too little too late. You'd have to think Sweaty Peeps needs this one to go through. Brilliance gets the save, brilliant timing, and I think that will ice this one out. Fergo, one last push forward, but with 10 seconds left, Ripley Raptors fall short. The Toners will stay undefeated.
Yeah, Toners really did come out here and prove themselves out on the pitch. Sweaty Peeps takeaway not going to matter. As soon as this one hits the ground, it's going to be in favor of the Toners. But I want to point out, Max, that a majority of this time on this ball game was spent on the blue half of this field. If you think about it, I think there was a total of 10 saves for the Raptors here in just game number 2. Just a heck of a time right there trying to break off of their half of the field. But the Toners did match that with a lot of offense, a lot of pressure that was forced over onto the Raptors half of the field. So GG's to both sides. That was a heck of a matchup. It was a little bit sloppy at times, but at the same time, it was still kind of chaotic, I would say. Not sloppy, it was chaotic.
And I feel like Ripley Raptors, they could have been in it. Like, they had a couple open net misses in that second game. They had their opportunities. And especially in a game like that where you're going to get fewer opportunities, you're going to be playing more defensively minded and really looking for those counterattacks. Like, you can still win those games, but you have to capitalize on the few chances that you get. And they just came up that little bit short. Okay, so this is, before we throw it to the break, I'm just going to kind of propose something to you. Something I've noticed watching.
You're going to propose to me? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. NA, I don't know as much if it's happening in NA, but I've been seeing it in EU and I've been seeing it in OCE. teams have been getting more comfortable on that defensive side and like being more picky on when to flip the map and play that counterattacking style. Is that something you've been noticing as well in like the North American region?
I mean, I just think it's more or less not throwing the ball away into traffic, and a lot of teams that kind of throw the ball away into traffic are the teams that aren't as successful. It's one of those things where it's like you have to really put a lot of trust into your teammates, and you're starting. It comes down to the communication aspect of Rocket League as well. A lot of people fail to realize like how much communication actually really goes into this game, and that's when you're going to be successful. Not only with your mechanics, but the communication as to who's going to challenge where, what you're going to be doing with the ball. If you see somebody with like an easy gather, 9 times out of 10, let that player get that ball, gather it up the sidewall, get a far clear, whatever it may be, but communicate that to your teammates. So that's what I'm really seeing a lot more of in the NA play style. Yeah. It's just like not more of these booming clears, but a lot more smarter, methodical touches and a lot more methodical decision making.
And I have to agree with that, and I think that's something that's happening globally. Fascinating stuff again. One of the great things about Rocket League, the game doesn't change, but the meta does over time. And, well, we're going to be doing one more match as well, so we're going to throw it to a break right here. But when we come back, our final match of the afternoon. Do stick around. One more best of 3 when we return.
Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a
wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain, but I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in the fun. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in the fun. But if I'm my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in the fun. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in the fun. But if I'm
are back. Hello, everybody. We're in a good mood because, you know what? We have a special game for our last one, a unique game for our last one. It's the inter-school showdown, as it were. JPC going up against each other, and that's always fun, right? When you get to see John Paul College 1 take on John Paul College 2.
Yeah, I mean, who do you think's going to win this matchup?
John Paul College.
Exactly. John Paul College coming out on top regardless of what's going to happen here, but one team's going to be superior to the other one. In my personal opinion, it's going to be like that, the varsity versus I guess you can kind of say fresh soft team or whatever it may be. And usually 9 times out of 10 the varsity wins, but I have casted a match before in the past where the under team has actually won. It was actually really crazy, and everybody kind of stuck there scratching their heads like, what the heck just happened out here? And I think there might have been some fighting in that clubhouse towards the tail end of that matchup as well, but it is what it is, and we're going to see what's going to happen out here on the pitch. I'm
excited to kind of see where this one goes. I'm just sort of looking. I love these names. Like every player's name is fantastic, which says a lot, because normally you'd see clown named Bobo on JPC2 and be like, yep, that's the one, that's the best. But then you have Jimmy on Chili's, the sink potato. Like, this is I love these are like bad band names. I mean, Typical Reflex. Yeah, I could see that being. I'd probably listen to a band named Typical Reflex. That's actually right up my alley. I can see that being some prog rock thing. But this is gonna be a fun matchup for sure. I am with you. It always means more when you're playing against friends, right? Like, it always means more when you're playing against people that you know in person. So this is gonna be a spicy series for sure. Yeah, it's just that bragging rights kind of matchup as well, too. It's just. Like you said, it's just one of those friendly games that, it's competitive, of course, because you want to win, you want to place, pretty decent here in this tournament, but at the same time, you, at the end of the day, you kind of already lean and it's kind of a team's going to win the matchup, type thing. So it's just unfortunate that it kind of ends with John Paul College versus John Paul College, but at the same time, I can see you listening to a band called Clown Named Bobo as well. Track number 7 is probably your favorite. Yeah. Always track 7. Yeah, I'm keen. I'm keen to get in this one. Hopefully it won't be too long until we get to see these two teams go at it. We can take a look at the standings, though, where things sit at the moment. Mentone Grammar Toners, 4-0, last undefeated team. The Saints still managed to go 3-1. Kedron, we kind of saw them sort of get a free win, but hey, they won their next match as well. And Ripley Raptors still looking good. JPC, one of their teams, currently sitting 2-2. And what we're going to see right now, as for their other squad, unfortunately, they're below that top 9, so more reason why probably JPC 1 could be the team we're favored in this one. And we're getting different names again in the matchup of itself. It looks like some of the, school accounts are being used as, well, JPC 1, they're ready to go. As soon as the sister team joins, so too shall we.
Yeah, I mean, at least Jimmy on Chili's is still, one of the team names we get to cast today. That's always awesome. Oh, Cloud Name Bobo joins the lobby as well, so
perfect.
Love to see it. Astral Spiff is inside the lobby, so I mean, a couple of the teams, a couple of the names or whatever may be really not lining up, but at the same time, it's still gonna be a fun matchup. And regardless of the fact, like we said, JPC is gonna come out on top in this matchup, getting all this experience. And what's so funny, Max? What's so funny?
Of course, Cloud Name Bobo would have an NRG skin.
Oh, he doesn't. Please tell me he doesn't.
He does.
Oh my goodness. Let me hop into the lobby real quick.
You're lying. Has to be an NRG skin. It just has to be. I was hoping that, because I forget the name of the streamer player we were talking about before, the NA player with the second most demos in the region. Who's also a clown.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's Bumpo the clown.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bumpo.
Shout out to Bumpo. I thought Clown Named Bobo was going to be something of a similar vein. Could be playstyle wise. I want to see the demos. They even have like the Stream Deck topper.
Yeah, this is insane. He the little DJ, topper, and he also has the DC who uses the antenna nowadays, but yeah, using the antenna as well. So I mean, it looks like they're all like warming up pretty decent. Everybody but what's it called? They're not really even warming up. I'm not even sure what's going on, but like they're taking it serious at the same time. JPC 2 is like taking it really serious, but JPC 1 just kind of like sitting there just chilling. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting for a. Well, apparently JPC 2 is only a 2-man duo, so it is going to be a 2v3 with the team of 2 being quite literal right there. Similarly, on the other side, we're kind of having a little bit of controller issues for Sneezy Dark, so soon they should be good to go. I mean, getting told JPC, yeah, they're ready to start, according to the Discord message I just saw, so I think we're going to be starting in just a few moments in this one. 2v3, though, already dubbed the number 2 team.
Wow.
That makes it hard.
Yeah, I just seen that as well. The 2v3 just came out, literally shocked my whole entire face off just now, because I'm just like, wow, the 2v3. We were talking, somebody else was playing with only 2 players today, too, wasn't it?
Linwood, the defending champs, actually, of AEL's High School League. They're also running 2v3 today. And they've been winning matches as well, like you'd expect to see them. Like, they have players with RLCS aspirations on the lineup, so not surprised to see them, still doing well in the 2v3 situation, but we'll see how this one goes. I'm a little bit nervous for the team in orange. Will the Clown Named Bobo and Astral Spiff be able to pull off a bit of an upset?
I don't know. We'll see what kind of happens. I want to go back and kind of look at like the team history here as to what was going on as far as like the tournament goes and stuff like that, as far as like who's in favor, or maybe what's transpired, I guess, earlier on in the matchup. But who'd you say was the team that was playing with 2 players? You said it was Linwood?
Yeah, Linwood.
Yeah, they're currently sitting at 3-0 right now as well. So exclamation point bracket in the chat if you guys want to see what we're seeing as well. But JPC RL2 only with the 1 win as well, and then of course JPC 1 with 2 wins here in the in this tournament right now. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards JPC 1, of course. I mean, that's theoretically what should happen, who should win anyway to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, usually when also they have the numbers advantage, they have better record. Everything is just leaning towards them being the team most likely to take it out, but we'll never know. We'll see how they play it out when they get on the pitch. I am you know what? You know how it's always so important that you beat, your sister team, your school team? I could have seen a world where, like, JPC, because it's, the same school, would have done the quote-unquote honorable thing and tried to 2v2 them, but nope, all 3 immediately jump on, so yeah, good luck. Jimmy on Chili's misses the open net.
Yeah, not the way you want to start this one out, Jimmy on Chili's. You have to utilize and score those goals, but he makes up for it on the back end. Nice air dribble from the corner, On top of that, nice ground pinch too. Only 66 mile per hour and real people.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, here are the actual measurements that make sense. Yeah, 107 kilometer per hour shot in goal. It sounds better in kilometers per hour because the number is bigger. 2-0 lead in favor of JPC1.
Well, bigger is not always better. I'm gonna tell you that much. Okay, buddy. Jimmy on Chili's second goal off the back wall. Just a nice pass. Pretty much routine play right there from Jimmy. And you like to see, the teams kind of get involved here, but like we said, this is just such a mismatch as far as like in favor of JRC1. JRC2 just down to 2 players, so it's just unfortunate. I really wanted to see a nice matchup kind of between the 2 schools, just them go at it essentially. I always root for the underdog in this situation. I wanted to see JRC2 just kind of come out here and just take it to them.
Well, it still might. I mean, they've been on the offensive side for the past 12 seconds. And then, well, you got the clear back the other way. Jimmy on Chili's had a chance for another open-ish net. Double commit from the 2 teammates. A natural split. Could take it back up the other way. Sneezy's touch is awkward. So, I mean, it was a tough start for JPC RL2, but I still don't want to completely write them out yet. Looks like they've been giving themselves a couple chances. I don't think this game will be as one-sided as the first minute tells us.
Well, we'll see if that stays true or not. You got Esports 2 JPC. I'm not too sure who that player is on that roster there for John Paul. But at the same time, is it really going to matter? Is it really going to be relevant with plays like this for Jimmy on Chili's with the flip reset, with the musty flick, and the air dribble to make that the 3rd goal here for JPC1?
And, yeah, I mean, it was with a purpose, too. It was to cause defenders to miss, and that might be the goal of the day so far, at least from like a solo mechanical point of view. That was absolutely sick from Jimmy on Chili's. Fair enough. The reset musty, you rarely see those even at top level play, so good stuff from the number 1 side.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an impressive performance right there. Now Esports 2 JPC wants some action as well. Here's another car you actually really don't get to see a lot. That's a breakout. You only see a couple of players who actually main a breakout, typically, which you'll see as a Dominus with the flat car situation, or a lot of players I see use a Lamborghini nowadays, which is I think a Dominus hitbox as well. So shine away from the the traditional cars here from Rocket League, but you'd love to see it.
Yeah, you do. I'm always a fan of car variety, but I'm also always a fan of the Dominus at heart, so I do want to see that brought back. How did Sneezy miss that? The ball looked like it was halfway in and somehow just went straight to the side, 90-degree angle off into the corner.
I honestly thought that was my ping, so I didn't say anything about that. So I was just like, okay, I'm just not going to comment on that, but I'm glad you saw what I saw.
Yeah, that was an impressive miss. And I'm not even sure that that was unintentional, because I kind of saw Sneezy a little bit lackadaisical on that back rotate. It does look as if at this stage, JPC, they've kind of eased up on the gas pedal a little bit to make this game a bit more competitive.
It looks like they're almost going to a 2v2, if not like a 1v1. I'm not too sure what exactly they're doing, but at the same time, they are trying to make it a little bit more entertaining for the people at home to watch, even though me and you are doing a heck of a job doing that, just with our banter in itself. But at the same time, yeah, they have let up a lot just to kind of let this clock progress. So I like to see the sportsmanship there.
I do like to see it as well, and hopefully, it's being mutual, and hopefully it is from that place of sportsmanship, which it often is, again, when you get, schools in these situations. I've seen it more than enough time that I assume the better, and this actually could be an opening. Cloud9 Bobo doesn't get the touch. It would have been a tough angle, it would have been a tough shot. Astral Smith actually has a chance, crosses up the goal and in, and there you have it. JPC RL2 get on the board.
Yeah, good shot right here from Astral off the left side. Just finding the lower 90, putting it out of reach of the defenders of JPC1. So you love to see it. Love to see them actually get on the board as well. But at the same time, still a lot of ground to make up. 2 goals, only a minute and 18 seconds to do that, Max. But at the same time, I mean, it still is kind of doable. But in a 2v3 situation, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's doable, but it's difficult. It's going to have to come off of some unforced errors you'd have to think from the RL1 side. And their unforced errors, we haven't really seen them make. They've just been playing such a slow, calculated, controlled game. ever since getting that 3-goal advantage, and we'll see what happens. Any touch could be the one, and this one's going the other way. Jimmy. Either way, Jimmy on Chili sets up Sneezy, and they make it 4-1.
Listen, I'm going to say that Jimmy on Chili's needs to change his name to Jilly from now on.
Jilly on
but,
Chili?
I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, just Jilly. It's just, we're going to shorten it up for him. You know what I mean? It's not so much of a tongue twister for us. It's just going to be Jilly from here on out. But regardless, my apologies. Just a good challenge right there for Jimmy on Chili's, and a good pass as well off the backboard to push that one off and into the back of the net. Sneezy also going to score another goal here, put them up 5-1 now at this point in time.
Yeah, hello everybody. It appears that the Sparky has come back for revenge. Oh my God, no, we're still in game. I don't know why producer just said we lost the observer when you guys can clearly see the game happening right now.
Yeah, the observing has been a little bit weird. It's been a little bit rainbow effect for the viewer. I know that for a fact. But another goal, irregardless, from Sneezy. Gonna score another one. 6-1. Looking at a potential Brazil right now, Max.
Oh, we haven't had one of those yet today, and normally I'd be a bit more excited about that, but normally it's not a 3v2 situation still. South America, a fun place to be, and would be kind of fitting to open up this inter-school rivalry with just that. Sneezy will put it through, and there we go. How's your Portuguese?
Oh no, Astral just left. He's mad about that. He's not too happy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm not too sure if this is going to pan out very well, but it is nice warm
they're
weather.
back. They're back. It's
okay.
fine.
They just had to go change their attire.
And team.
That's all it was. Oh. As if things couldn't get crazier, Max says if things couldn't get crazier, I think we're just going to go ahead and concede that first game. JPC1 going to win that one 7-1. Yeah, not too sure what happened there to Astral, but I think he just wanted to be on the winning side of the pitch there.
Yeah, that was a little bit awkward right there. Admin step in. That's going to be an FF for game number 1 right there. It's a way of going. That's
a do not do list right there. Don't leave the game, and on top of that, don't join the wrong team when you come back.
That's the first one. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. Like that was a good one. Although it does look like JPC is pulling their third member. Don't know if that's to change cars or if that's going to be, a 2v2 for the future. But we are getting geared up for our second game in this series. I'm sure our admin Basink right now is kind of figuring out what's going on behind the scenes. But very high chance, Whoops, that this is going to be the last game for the afternoon.
Yeah, I think so as well. Unless, barring something kind of crazy happens, like JPC2 just kind of pull off this upset here in game number 2 and force game number 3. I think what should happen here is that you should just join JPC2, and you should just play for them and play with them here at this point in time.
You should.
I would volunteer, Max, but I'm at like 200 plus ping, so it's just not fair. It's not fair for you guys because it's just I can see into the future with my ping like that.
I mean, and then meanwhile on you saw my gameplay. I'd be helping JPC
phenomenal
by joining JPC2. So maybe I should join the blue side, and then they'll have a chance. Beautiful pinch, a little bit too high.
Yeah, just a tad bit too high, right? The water falls down right in front of the net. Good job by Astral keeping that attempt out. And you do see Astral put in a shot towards net too. It has to be respected by the defense. Sneezy trying to get that one out, but Astral going to go ahead and score first right now for JPC2.
Yeah, there you go. Astral rocking the space station skin, taking that shot to the skies, putting it through. Really well done. It's always cool, both of them rocking esports skins actually on that orange side. It doesn't, even if it's not OCE, I just love seeing, when the fans actually go out there and wear the esports skins repping their team. I think it's cool. That's going to go in, by the way. Sneezy ties us up one apiece.
Yeah, that lower post right there is just such a weird angle. We're going to have a good shot at this one. It's like a cylinder almost, I guess you could kind of say, like on that lower corner. And sometimes it favors you, sometimes it absolutely hates you, and those roll out for me like 9 times out of 10. I think we are going to have a pause on the field though. Somebody's computer did actually restart on them, I guess you could kind of say, like maybe some sort of update that kind of happens mid-game, something kind of crazy like that, which is not necessarily unheard of, but definitely a weird time for the computer to do an update.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but it is Astral's computer as well, so hopefully it won't take too long for them to get back in this game. A computer restart can take anything from like 3 to 10 minutes, depending on how long that computer has been in use and the likes. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. I can't imagine it'll be long.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, my computer boots up in like 30 seconds, but it's just I have a BC PC, and these are probably school PC. I'm just playing. I have no idea what Astral's playing on at this point in time. Just be happy that you're playing on a PC at this point in time too, because some people don't have that privilege to play on a PC.
Actually, yeah, I mean that is true. Some people, play on console. Some people play on Switch. Those people who play on Switch don't normally enter competitions like this, but hey, to each their own. Is Switch included in the cross-platform? I don't think it is.
Switch it is. I actually had played with a viewer of mine who actually was on a Switch. He was actually a really good player. So to see him actually be as good as he was on Switch, and he played with the actual like Switch controllers too. What are they called? Like
the nunchucks.
Yeah, he played on that. Like he was actually a really good player. So it was really impressive. But I was leaning into our sponsors, Max, like a mid-game, a sponsor read.
Ooh.
If you needed a PC, where should you go for a PC?
I like that. We should lean on our sponsors. That is smart, and you are clearly more prepared than I am. But no, obviously, yeah, we do love our sponsors here at AEL in this high school event. And if you want that PC, Predator Gaming, they're the PC partner. They provide high-end gaming-focused PC solutions in both laptop and desktop formats powered by Intel. Your monitor, AOC Monitors, the gaming monitor partner, who provides the best-in-class in monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, our noodle partner, if you want to snack during this break. Hey, well, it's made with high-quality flour and select ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie McGoring will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And Game on Cancer, the charity of choice for the AEL, who fund much-needed cancer research projects. If you'd like to donate, please head to the AEL Stiltify campaign page and check them out. Look, I'm having a chuckle because I have a Predator laptop, and we were talking about like the restart times. And you know what? Sometimes the Predator laptop is what you need for the fast restart times. Okay, and I think it's something good to go for. So yeah, check them out.
I mean, to each their own. I don't have a laptop. I have a desktop. I splurged on myself. I got myself a desktop. At times, I really wish I did though. I really wish I had like the kind of like the mobile thing, because I could do casting on the go then at that point in time. You know what I mean? I actually did have a friend who went to San Diego land for the major, and basically it was my good friend Chixa, and she actually was casting in her B&B and doing some casting there. So I was of course being a bad roommate, and I was trying to make her laugh the whole entire time,
as you should,
when we were on the caster screen like this. So it was really fun, but at the same time I was envious. I was like, man, dude, like she's actually working on the go, so I need to invest myself into a PC. So I need to get some more work done here, Max, so I can buy one of those awesome Predator gaming PCs and work on the go here.
Yeah, I mean, again, I do use a tower and like a PC for the broadcasting. So the laptop is kind of more like it's a work laptop more so than anything else. Even though the Predator laptops were initially designed for gaming, it's just kind of what I wound up using it for, multi-use, all those things. But yeah, big shout out to Predator, of course, as well as everyone else here now. Hopefully, we should be ready to go in just a few moments. It does look like all the players are back in the lobby. So as soon as the admin gives the okay, we should be good to go as well. And then finish off this game, currently tied 1 apiece. If JPC RL1 wins it, it will be our last game. If they fall short, well, then we go to a game 3.
Yeah, I mean, and Astral kind of started things off hot too. He got the first goal of this game, number 2. It was a really good goal as well. He did beat the defense, but I think at that point in time, you're gonna have to drop somebody back and maybe play a 2v2 with a little bit of a less aggressive play style. Maybe an all-time goalie right here for JPC1. Maybe just the hyper aggressive act like there's 3 people, and maybe something opens up on the back end, and hopefully a mistake for JPC2. So let's hop back into the game. We're going to go ahead and resume pretty much where we left off. Just a little bit of a kickoff right there, but Sneezy Dark does have possession and doesn't do anything with it. He does make a little bit of a mistake from the air dribble off the backboard, as well as Jimmy on Chili's. Can't quite come up with it. Should lead to an offensive chance right here for JPC2.
Yeah, as we'll see what we are going to be able to bring through right now. Sneezy crossing up the goal. As we'll see what happens then. It's going to be another shot from Astral. Second touch there. Not quite going to hit its mark. And instead it will be JPC trying to connect with Sneezy. Clown named Bobo takes it away from underneath. They're going to try to center it. Astral Spliff now waits. Centers touch, but oh wait, no third member. Thus is the 2v3, and thus is the 2-1 score.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. You either have the hyper-aggressive 2v3 playstyle, or you're going to have that just 2v2 with that one security blanket in the background. Obviously, JPC1 is electing to do that hyper-aggressive playstyle against these two members of JPC2. It's unfortunate right now for JPC2 that they're down by 1 goal, but still, lots of time left, lots of opportunities as well. Speaking of which, we're going to see if clown named Bobo can make his mark here on the board. Can't quite come up with it. Jimmy on Chili's going to go ahead and concede that passing play over to Sneezy. So another goal in favor of JPC1.
Last time we saw them score 3 goals is when they started to ease up, though, and we saw opportunities kind of go JPC2's way. Maybe that'll be the case we get again right here, but after that big tech pause, after, you know, the kind of stop and go, I wouldn't be surprised if JPC1 is thinking, you know what, it's been a long afternoon, it's been 3 hours of Rocket League. Let's try to put this one away here, not go to that game 3. We'll see, though. 3 minutes on the clock. Clown named Bobo has a chance, puts it up high, but didn't really have the boost to follow it. Unfortunate approach for the orange side.
I'm noticing, just look at that picture here in Discord from John Paul College that they sent. I'm not seeing many controllers. I'm not too sure if some of these players are actually playing KBM. But if they are, that's impressive. Some impressive KBM playing on the pitch. So
OCE has strong KBM players. Like it's real.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say APAC. I know for sure has a lot of KBM players as well. But you know, just to see these guys playing and some of the mechanics that they do. I know a lot of good KBM players, to be honest with you, but at the same time, like, I wasn't expecting OCE to have as many as I thought.
Torsos is the big name that you think of when you think of Oceanic KBM players. He's arguably the best player in Oceanic history, so again, it's why I got to practice more on my KBM. It's just the controller's so comfortable, it just feels so right, but all the best mech players also always seem to be KBM. By the way, 4-1, good shot from Esports 2.
Yeah, great shot right here from Esports 2. Jimmy on Chili just doing a good job advancing this one. And then the double touch, as far as the pass goes off the backboard, just finding its mark right where it needs to be. Esports 2 where it needs to be as well. Another goal conceded from JPC2. 2 minutes remaining, though, in this game number 2. So far, looking so good for JPC1. As I say that, maybe Caster Curse then. Jimmy on Chili's needs to play this one softly. And he had a little bit of a mix-up right there for the Esports 2. So close one right there for JPC2. Almost scored it. Astral still with it at midfield. Clown named Bobo was trying to maybe overtake that one from Astral, but just did not work out in their favor.
Doesn't work on this instance. Still a minute 30 to go. There's Jimmy on Chili's. Will take it out of the corner. Gets past one, not past the second. Still time to go, but yeah, it is looking less and less likely that we are going to see it come back the other way. Jimmy on Chili's again, pressure down forward, and I mean, look, it is what it is. 2v3 is always going to be difficult, always going to be a challenge. Bobo still nearly gets it through. I hope that we get to see more of JPC RL2, like with the full lineup, and to see what they can do. Maybe, you know, with a better chance to be competitive in the series. But for JPC RL1, Jimmy on Chili's has been fun to watch, and I mean, still had the goal of the day so far.
Yeah, I mean, that quick reset to a musty was definitely the highlights of this matchup so far. Around 45 seconds on the clock. Time ticking away, and so is the hope of JPC2 to come back in this matchup. But at the same time, like you said, we still have a lot of Rocket League to look forward to as far as, like, you know, for JPC, as they're going to be advancing. Sneezy going to have another goal. And I asked John Paul College in the Discord how many KBM players they have. They said none. So. Oh,
okay. Well, that's unfortunate then. Well, maybe they need to, like, get him, you know, get them playing more KBM. Maybe that'll be a good way to improve some of the mechanics for the long term final 20 seconds of this game. Final 20 seconds, realistically, of all the games we're going to be seeing today, because it's not going to be going back in the other direction. Well, unless for this one last attempt, as Astral Spliff looks to make the read for the corner. Cloud9 Bobo's there. Oh, there was a gap, but the shot goes wide. Time will tick down, and JPC RL1 will beat their wounded sister team and take the series 2-0.
Their wounded sister team. I love that. I love that. I mean, yeah, we saw this one coming as soon as basically it kicked off, Max. We really did. It was just unfortunate that it's the last match of the stream for us. I was really hoping to get, you know, a banger clanger going out.
It was the fourth
like
match. That was the banger.
Yeah,
clanger.
that Ripley's Raptors game with the Toners just really set that bar really up here for me.
It did.
But that was like the best of the best. You know, they were both, you know, 3-0 going into that matchup. But I honestly would say that SPCC game, that was like probably the highlight of the whole entire stream, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, that. What? Not the SCCC game?
SPCC.
Oh, okay, so round 2, not round 3. Okay. I liked round 3. All right, that was the one we got to win. But no, it was a fun day nonetheless. An interesting start, I think, to the high school season. Again, for those of you who have just jumped in now and are asking about, today was the seeding day for this high school event. So it was a bunch of best of threes that were being played to kind of rank these teams. But moving forward, starting next Saturday, well, it will continue with the league play. With the results from today, we're going to be separating these teams into leagues of comparative skill, and that's where we're going to see, I think, a lot closer competition. That's where we're going to be seeing a lot more fun. And guess what? We get to see our best of fives we were talking about at the start of the day. Whoops, that's when it kicks off.
Yeah, the best of fives is definitely going to be a difference maker in this matchup. We were talking about it beforehand. Best of threes are cool, they're fun, they're fast, and it definitely does separate those good teams from the bad teams. But best of fives, in my personal opinion, are those, like, you know, you have time to go back to the drawing board and adjust your kind of gameplay. You have time to go back and kind of talk about things that kind of happen in between the series and things of that nature. So best of fives are kind of, in my personal opinion, the best between the three, best of 3, best of 5, best of 7s. Yep. You know what I mean? I do want to look at the standings real quick, and we want to talk about those. If you can, production, bring that back up for us real quick.
Hopefully it's fully up to date. Fingers crossed. It looks pretty close to it. I've seen 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing 5 games there too. The Toner's definitely for sure on top of that one, having that perfect day today, of course. And they looked really, really good though, Max. I mean, we were talking about that game against the Raptors. The Raptors let that one kind of slip away from them just a tad bit, but it's definitely one of those matches I want to go back and rewatch, take some more notes on it, because it was definitely closer than it appears.
Yeah, and if I'm correct in my assumption, I think the top division, it's either going to be the top 6 or the top 8 teams. But the point is, like, Morris, SPCC, Ripley, Kedron, Linwood, the defending champs Radiad, who did not have an undefeated day today, granted they were playing a lot of it 2v3, and Mentone, they'll all be in that same upper division, at least, and as well, I think maybe John Paul, maybe Albany Creek, and we'll need confirmation on that. But the point is, yeah, these top teams, we're going to be seeing a lot more matches between them. They're going to be going at it throughout the course of this high school season, and I think there's going to be a lot of fun showdowns, because they definitely showed today when we saw them competing. They do elevate each other, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one as well. There's going to be a lot of middle of the ground kind of mesh that's going to be going on. A lot of battle between a lot of those teams, like, you know, SPCC and, of course, Maurice Regional Saints, I think, is going to be a good matchup on paper, of course. We're going to see what happens on the pitch, though, ultimately, in the end. And who's going to be on top? Is it going to be the Toners squad, who were just so dominant today? Or are people going to start to figure out their game plan, you know, their strategy?
I mean, we'll figure that out and so much more. It's why you're going to want to tune in and why you're going to want to follow along, just to see how all of this will develop. But before you get too deep into it again, make sure to follow the AEL at AU Esports League to stay up to date on all AEL events. Again, it is sort of, you know, a lot of other ones have been happening in the past. I know the InterVarsity competition did just sort of finish up quite recently for both CSGO and for Rocket League. That's probably going to be kicking off again quite soon as well. So a lot of different esports happening at AEL. A lot of the high school stuff, it's going to be happening here at Rocket League Oceania. And whoops, that's kind of it for today. We're good to sign this one off. Any final words?
No, I mean, I was impressed by a lot of the teams here, honestly. There's a lot of room for potential for a lot of the teams to grow. Definitely go back if you guys are still lurking in the chat. Go back, rewatch it. If you were featured on the stream, rewatch these. Learn from your guys' mistakes. Sometimes me and Max, we just like to talk, but there's a lot of times where we're actually trying to tell you guys, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to implement this, or maybe have a better rotation here and there. I'm excited to see this progress and to see where kind of everybody falls into the ranking system. And there's going to be a lot of
I'm saying, don't listen to me, listen to you.
Oh, I was like,
don't listen to me, listen to you. You need
baseball hand signals over there. I was like, what's going on over there, Max?
I'm still in third
for a hot second. But no, I'm just excited to see like where some of these teams that I think are up here on the list, if they get some of these implementations, basically going to excel them either up, or if they don't listen and they don't listen to their coaches and things like that, where they're going to end up on this list. So I'm really, really excited to see how the season plays out.
Yeah, so am I. So do make sure you tune back in. But on behalf of myself and Whoops, a big thank you to all the schools competing. A big thank you to everyone watching along here at RLO Something Different. To Bassink, our tournament and match admin, and Liam, a.k.a. Spicy, our producer for this event. We got through the hiccups. We got through the day. And enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.
fall over my heart. I black out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I close my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, black. In a nocturnal state of mind, children of the night, but it's the only way of life. It's black holes pulling me inside of this black heart, the black soul.